Approaching Stargate.
Sorry, Black Mage is technical, and I don't want to screw up and not get the strike on this thing. So.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Anytime you have a human being who is suffering in some way and they cannot find connection with another human being, they cannot find compassion with another human being, that person is going to feel isolated. And if you look at the statistics on suicide, it's very interesting. So the number one thing that correlates with male suicide is not depression. And this is super scary. There's one study I saw recently that suggests that 50% of men who kill themselves have no history or evidence of mental illness.
Wow.
I believe the statistic in my clinical practice because I know what depression looks like. I know what bipolar disorder looks like.
I think depression is fighting it, kind of. You're like succumbing to it and battling it, you know?
Mental illness means a pathology.
But suicide is when you just give up suddenly.
Most of the suicidal men that I work with, they're not... their mind isn't malfunctioning. They genuinely have a life that is no longer worth living. They're looking at things and objectively realizing that there's no way out of the situation. So they turn to suicide. So I know it's kind of like a very controversial statement, but I think that's what my clinical practice has shown, and there's some research to even back that up. So if we sort of look at what's going on with men, we're sort of, they have nowhere to turn to, and the number one thing that correlates with it is not mental illness, but is a sense of thwarted belongingness. So this is kind of like multivariate regression analysis. But basically what happens is what causes people to kill themselves is they try to connect with others and they get rejected. So
Yay, I'm 59.
A very specific research term called thwarted belongingness. So I try to belong to a group, and that group, or multiple groups usually, will thwart my attempts to join the tribe, to join the community. And this is what actually correlates a lot with suicidality. So what's going on with men right now is that we really don't allow them to suffer, you know, because then you're not manly. And we're so externalized with our attention that we're not connecting with ourselves. And so we're looking to other people to tell us what it means to be a man. But that may or may not work.
You'll never tell me how to be a man. You're a bitch. Straight bitch. Straight bitch made compared to me. I will never be talked to by a man downwards. I never have been and never will be.
Been what worked for them. So then we kind of get into this problem where we're disconnected from ourselves, and then like the world doesn't accept us, we're not allowed to suffer, and that's what creates the problem.
What is the remedy to this?
So I think the first thing is we must reconnect with ourselves, right? So when you're kind of saying like, why does everyone think, oh, I need to like achieve this, I need to make this money and things like that. Where did you learn that you should do all that? You learned all that from the outside. Instagram, right? So we get fed all of these ideas because if you look at all these influencers, what are they doing? They're never crying. They're smiling. Some of them will even pay very attractive women to take pictures with them.
Well,
right?
Oh my God, why?
For ulterior motives, right?
For what, to brag to other men? What the fuck do you care what other men think about you? Do you fancy men? What do you care that what other men think about you? Is that to me, that's like a ship in like you remember that fucking game Battleship, the Milton Bradley classic Battleship, right? I think they even had a jingle, Milton Bradley Battleship they had a commercial and everything. Milton Bradley Battleship was so fucking good, right? And one of the things that's so cool about that is you have to like keep furrowing, looking to try to hit your target, and it's totally a sense of, you know, like cut and slice the pie, and hopefully you nail it by accident. And I love that game. It was so random. Oh, okay. I love that game. It was so random because you could like group the okay.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
I don't understand. It appears to be asleep, but it's not asleep. It's resisted everything. So I don't understand what happened there. It's some kind of thing. I don't know what's going on now. It's got a perma sleep, but it registered as resisted to me.
Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot.
I'm loving this 250 to 400 XP. It's good.
For genuinely suffering too. But then it's also like, I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on. So one thing is like people say that we don't allow men to be emotional nowadays, but people say, oh, men are allowed to cry. So this is something that I experienced even in my marriage, where we allow men to cry, but we don't allow men to be angry. But why is it are men no longer allowed to be angry? You just think about it for a second.
Yeah, like I think about this all the time. I'm like, why is my anger considered to be so toxic? You know, I think my anger's okay. I used to primal scream on stream, but I mean I wasn't screaming at my audience. So what do they care? I think it's probably entertaining to them, watching me fucking primal scream at all the fucking, rigged politics and idiocy.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Normal emotion, right? But if I'm in a situation where I'm in an argument with my wife and I feel emotion A and I express emotion A and she feels emotion B and she expresses emotion B, these two things should be equal, right? We as both human beings get to express what we feel. Now, in the case of me expressing anger and her expressing sadness, she's crying and I'm yelling. Suddenly, I become a villain.
Active.
It's so interesting. I saw a viral tweet yesterday. It was someone Googling, my wife is yelling at me, what should I do? And then my husband is yelling at me, what should I do? When they Googled, my husband is yelling at me, what should I do? Domestic violence helpline comes up as like a Google pop-up. When you Google, my wife is yelling at me, what should I do? Nothing comes up.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as you said, in the case of villainization, I know that most domestic violence comes from men, but it's interesting that we see the emotion, we interpret the emotions entirely differently because of that.
Absolutely, right? So we as a society will say like, oh, men need to be in touch with their emotions, but not anger. And then this is what really screws men, because as men, we are socialized and conditioned to only feel anger. This is the only emotion you're allowed to feel as
Oh, come on.
Up. And this is the one emotion that gets demonized when you're older. So
Yep.
I'll give you a simple example.
Yep.
So like I used to get bullied a lot.
I feel like it's
So when I get
demonized.
bullied in school, like what am I supposed to do, Stephen?
In school, well, it depends if you can fight back.
Absolutely, right? It's fighting back. Like, you didn't say talk to the teacher. You didn't say ask for help. You didn't say cry about it, because if I cry about it, what's going to happen, Stephen?
You're gonna get bullied more.
Absolutely. So we turn every emotion. So men experience anger as something called an umbrella emotion. We literally suppress and are conditioned to suppress
Approaching
all other
Stargate.
emotions except for anger. And then if you talk to men about their experience of life, anger is always the first thing that comes out of their mouth. Someone breaks up with you, how do you feel about it? Do you feel ashamed? No, that's not what we say. I feel pissed off. How could she do this to me? And then we vent that anger on the
Autopilot jumping.
internet, and then this turns into misogyny, right? And then we get demonized for it. And it's not that there isn't, we should be harshly judged if we act on those kinds of emotions. I'm not saying that that's the case. But what we also need to
Moving to
consider is
Stargate.
that the men who
Warp
are
drive
saying these
active.
kinds of toxic things are saying that for a reason. This is because of their upbringing. This is because of the world that they lived in, right? So we're conditioned to only experience anger. Even sadness gets turned into anger. Shame gets turned into anger. Fear gets turned into anger, right? So if I'm afraid of something happening, what do I need? I man up, get angry, right? Like, let's go, son, let's go. This is the emotion that we tap into to overcome fear. So we don't feel any of those other emotions, and we're left only feeling anger.
At the very heart of aggression,
Approaching Stargate.
I heard someone say to me once that at the very heart of aggression is some kind of insecurity. But for men, when they encounter that insecurity, they only know how to sort of manifest it as aggression.
So I wouldn't agree with the first thing, that at the heart of all
Autopilot
anger is
jumping.
insecurity, but I would absolutely agree with the second
Nope,
thing.
nope. At the heart
The
of
way
all,
that we-
I think at the heart of all anger is righteousness. You feel like you've been wronged. You want righteousness. You've been wronged. You're fucking angry. You're fucking righteously fucking angry. Royally pissed is the fucking colloquial term for it. I believe it's like royally and royally pissed, right? It means that you're fucking angry and you've been affronted and you feel like you've been disrespected, and it's like yeah. And that's the problem is you feel that your anger is righteous, but honestly it's just this emotion that's there to unbalance the chemicals in your body to keep you alive in a shitty situation, right?
Autopilot
And so, you know, and it dumps all these negative chemicals in your blood like poison.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Oh, did I log her? Yeah, I did. Okay, good.
The only way we know how to respond is with anger, because
So here's the exact quote, just found it. The source of aggression is insecurity, as we are unconsciously aware that our position in life is never secure. People feel
Approaching
increasingly
Stargate.
insecure and helpless, so they will be increasingly aggressive and confrontational at a personal and a social level.
so let's tunnel down into that for a second. Okay, so I think that is true on some level.
So yeah, and so if you really think about it, all anger is supposed to do is help you feel a certain way about a series of events that's meant to help you get ahead.
Warping to
So if
station.
something bad is happening and you're not getting ahead in life, you feel wronged and you get royally righteously pissed. And the righteousness is you giving yourself permission to sign up for a bad emotion that dumps a bunch of toxicity and bad chemicals literally into your blood. That's what emotions are. They cause hormones to drop like chemicals into your blood, and the blood goes straight to your brain, and you go fucking crazy. That's what anger actually is. It's like chemicals released by your hormones and stuff dumped into your bloodstream very fucking quickly, and it's quite literally the same sort of thing as like biopoison. It would be the same as sort of like clotted blood or something like that. It's literally toxic for you. It literally is like poison. And now it won't kill you at all. Anger won't kill you, but it does totally do crazy physiological things to your body through your blood and your brain and your physiological system and your nerves, shuts down your reason, it cuts off the anger supply to your brain, and all these physiological things that nature or Buddha or God or whatever the fuck rando clusterfuck thing you fucking believe in this religious tastic world, you should, your body is telling you that your mind is warning you that something really bad has happened and you are now righteously angry, which means you've been wronged. And then, but all of those things are immaterial. There we go. Well, I'm ready. I'm up all night. I'm good. But yeah, so so I view anger now as this contract that you shouldn't sign up for because it does a bunch of shitty physiological fucking things to your system that clouds your reason, blocks your logic, makes it impossible for you to win video games and stuff like that. Anger makes it impossible for you to win video games. I give into it sometimes. I get so righteously angry when the garbage developer doesn't give me runes for killing the boss and stuff like that. And I'm righteously angry, goddamn righteously angry that they didn't warn me that the DLC wouldn't be playable day one. And I'm righteously angry, and I give myself permission to go off on some righteous crusade through fucking the Middle East and slay this asshole who fucking crossed me, right? But I mean, all that is just a bunch of bull hucky. It's just a bunch of bullshit. You don't need to do it. It doesn't. It's not constructive. If you can, a better man gets good at controlling it, I would say. And that's I've been working on it so hard this year. A better man gets good at controlling it like a lion on like a tiger on a fucking leash. My anger's so bad especially when it's righteous, when you've been wronged so fucking badly over and over and over again by every aspect of society, from low, medium to high, and everything in between. People you don't know even sometimes like lay up shit to just throw you off the fucking track and, maybe cause your car to break down, or maybe cause your stream to break down, or cause some problems or something. People from out of left field will just fucking throw monkey balls straight at you. Not softballs or curveballs. Monkey balls. They're gonna throw fucking super monkey balls at you and bounce around the walls while you're fucking trying to shoot a normal gun in a normal game. They're gonna play Fortnite shotgun monkey, like fucking super monkey balls jumping up and down, like going like the fucking monkey in Family Guy, And I don't know, like it just sucks. Like a lot of the time I feel like that's all bravado and machioso, and the game would be so much more interesting if they just played it like chess and actually tried to win, as opposed to just like acting super psycho pushy and super psycho aggressive and shit like that. And I don't know, I'm just, And so I don't know, like I don't know. It's like now I try to keep my anger on a leash, and I tell myself it's a contract you shouldn't sign up for. That clouds your reason. It makes it impossible for you to win both in life and in the game. It makes you entirely fucking impossible to win the game if your reason is clouded. It's kind of like what Yoda said about the dark side. Kind of like the dark side will, the anger and hate will cloud your reason and just totally blind you. And this is why we respect people like Bruce Lee and Mahatma Gandhi, who are honestly really angry people. I would say the angriest people are the most peaceful, happy people, honestly. Because they're the ones who know. I'm now, it took me 39 years to get, or no, it was longer than that. It was like 40 and a half years to get that, like, you know, it's been about a year and a half or something like that, 2 years now, or whatever. It's like a year, only like a year maybe. I think only like a year. But like, I feel like I've conquered the anger in a way where I'm going to walk away from it and live to a ripe old age, you know? Like now. And this happened recently. And the only reason it happened recently is I began to realize that it's not something that oh, and the other part about it that really scares me, that did really change it for me, is I realized that when I stopped doing methamphetamine, I pretty much started mainlining anger straight to my fucking dome off the video games. And I was using my aggression from pieces of shit following me around, or stream sniping, or playing games that are super aggressive like Rust or New World, or I mean like New World PvP, or, you know, Fortnite, shit like that. Playing like kind of more aggressive twitchy games and stuff, which isn't really my style, and more like this, you know. And so now the change of pace has definitely helped improve my gameplay. But all the time, I feel like I'm suppressing my fucking anger. And that gives me permission to give in to it. And now I feel like it's this constant battle, but it was a battle that I always consistently fucking lost before. Now I say it's 50-50. And I think that's where I'm going to end up keeping it. I have to give in to the anger when it's legitimate, but... Yeah, who's the other summoner? Is it Doofer? Tamarin? Yeah, it's late. I gotta do stuff tomorrow too. I should probably stop now. How long have I been going? I've got to do stuff tomorrow and I don't want to. I don't want to. I've got to do stuff tomorrow and I don't want to. I've got to do stuff tomorrow and I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I've got to do stuff tomorrow and I don't want to. Damn it. I think I can get by on 6 hours of sleep on a special day. So that'll be like, 2 more hours. I think I'll knock out 2 more hours. I don't want to stop yet. It's 8 hours into the shift. That's very low for me. I would like to get 2 more hours in. I will go to bed at a reasonable hour today, but not yet. Not till the ass crack of dawn, Fuck, I hate real life stuff. It's so annoying. Even now, all my life, I've just resented it. I can't wait till it just is totally just me. There's no one else kind of dictating my life or anything like that. I can't wait till there's no other fucking humans that dictate anything that I do at all. And that's terrible, but it's not wishing for something. I just want my complete freedom. I don't want any more obligations. It's selfish as shitty. It's a man thing. I did it all my life. Did it for 40 years. I think I could use a few years without it. I really don't want any more human just... I become a misanthrope, which is somebody who dislikes humanity as a whole. And I think that's valid. Water crystals. Nice. 301. Got some goblin mask and stuff, but none of it really matters. Ooh, I have arrow 3. I get to use that now, I think. Or no, yeah, is that now? Yeah, that's now. Nice. Yeah, I got arrow 3. That's good. I love arrow 3. I love Black Mage. Yeah. I'm not going to roll for any more parties, I don't think. I think I'm going to get off this game now. And Eve, if I've arrived at Jita now. Yeah, I have. So I'm going to run my boosters, and I'm going to sit here in Jita and log in the morning and make sure there's not... there might be an op tomorrow. I don't really know. I should maybe check. public news. We've got no announce. So we got nothing on the docket for tomorrow morning, so I don't have to worry about tomorrow morning. I did today. I had to get up goddamn really early today. I fucking forgot about that. Or not early, but I had to go to work today, kind of, because they called an op at 8 o'clock. I don't know if I would have worked tonight, honestly, otherwise. I think I would have just taken the night off entirely. I think I'd watched television. I watched, I've been watching Suits, and then I just finished one called The Gentleman on Netflix, done by Guy Ritchie. That was exquisite. It's so fucking good. It's good like Snatch or one of those, like Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, total boomer stuff. And then what else? And then I've been watching so much YouTube. I feel like I have to like compress all of YouTube and shove it in my brain somehow. I don't know. I'm gonna try and get all of YouTube into my head somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna try and absorb all of YouTube. It's fucking difficult. It's an endless ocean. It'll never happen. But I want to do as much in the gaming sphere as I can.
Well, but also I would disagree.
You know, I keep thinking about stupid ass Death Mask game, Soul Mask, and I think that might be good. But I don't want to buy another goddamn survival game for $30 and get ripped off and not play it.
So the first thing
you know, I got one coming up, Once Human. I'm scared they're gonna break my heart, but I believe in Once Human. I played it and I believe it to be good. So, and that's coming up on the 9th, which is in what, 16 days. That's on the agenda. Fuck yes. Yeah, I got the Mastered Arms in, right? Yeah, okay. So we're both boosted. She's done. I'm gonna log her. I'll listen to this like a podcast, and I'll play I'll do what I've been doing, which is solo Black Mage. But I'll aim on up so I don't have any interference or people or anything, and I'm just gonna go level in the desert again because it is fun. One more level makes it a little easier for me. They'll probably be a little easier to kill. It's good. Because I mean, like, to me, it's like I could do try hard stuff and kill them really quick, but I don't want to. I want to smooth it out to a slow pace so I can focus on 5 things at once. That's being a streamer. That's what it is. Focusing on 5 things at once. There's the OBS, the camera, your delivery, what you're watching, what you're reacting to. It's actually 6. What you're watching, what you're reacting to, and then the game itself. And so when I get to the game itself, I need a slow pace. It's fucking stupid, but it's true. I play slow pace games because I want to do 3 at once and all this shit, you know? Yeah, I dropped Eve, did I? Yeah, I did. I'm done with Eve for the day. I did a big op today, bashed like 6 bosses, and POCs, which is POCOs, which is player-owned custom offices. Bashed about 3 billion of them or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to the desert. Yep, I don't want to think. I don't want to talk. Or I do want to talk. I want to talk, but I don't want to think.
Have parts of our brain, even animals.
Please think for me. I can't bear to. Please think for me. I can't bear to.
But I think that, like, when 2 dogs are fighting over territory,
yeah, it's because that fucking physiological response is dumping poisons in the dog's blood, and the dog's brain is telling it that it needs to resolve the situation or it might die. And so the dog is agitated because it's got chemicals dumping into its blood like a fucking reservoir of dopamine and fucking adrenaline. Same shit we have. Same shit. Like same adrenaline, adrenochrome shit. It's the same shit in all the fire webs of its brain. It's wired differently, but it's not that different. And like fucking, and the dog's blood goes fucking crazy. You ever hear about like getting your blood up? It's literally because like your fucking brain dumps like anger poison into your fucking blood reservoir. And your immediate physiological response is to satisfy whatever caused you to feel this way. And you immediately stop thinking. You enter into primal mode. You look for intuitive thought that will get you through the problem fast, which is generally going right at the throat of the other person. For a dog anyways, going right for the fucking throat of the other dog or the other human or whatever's threatening the dog, right? And we're the same. And so the science of anger was something that I had to observe in order to be able to, I would say, not conquer it at all, but at least stop going there and losing. It was like I was signing up to go to an arena in a really far away fucking land, and the princess is in another castle, and it's on a big sign as you come in. And you know that where you're going isn't good, you know? And you know you're headed for a battle. There's gonna be a showdown. It's gonna be a showdown. Like Kill Bill, right? Like Kill Bill, there's gonna be a showdown, right? You know there's gonna be a showdown and you done been wronged and something's troublesome now. Dogs get it. Every living thing gets it. Even fucking sea urchins get it, probably. Anger, it's this physiological response to something happening that you don't like. And the problem is we immediately sign up to the poison in our blood, as opposed to you got to ask yourself, what would Jesus do? What would Jet Li do? What would Bruce Lee do? They're going to stand there calmly and they're going to be very flexed and ready to deal with the situation. But they're going to be sitting there in the dragon stance, blood cold, pure, no movement, no anger, complete control over fucking every cell in the man's body. Complete and utter readiness, no anger, no judgments, no, oh, he just killed my wife and my children and crashed the car into my fucking house, and now I'm in the living room and I'm ready to do something, right? Smart man stands there like Bruce fucking Lee and observes. Dumb man goes over and blows the motherfucker heads off. Because, you know, smart man can't think in the moment, right? Smart man's got dump of anger chemical in his bloodstream like a drug, and I was using it like that too. I still use it like that. I battle it all the time in myself. I'm like, oh my god, I'm using my anger like meth, because I'm no longer a meth addict, so I just use my anger like meth. Every time I want to spin up something that I want to feel righteous anger about or whatever, I just start screaming about the government or something. And honestly, all that is just venting behavior. I'm just trying to yell at them for everything they put me through, and honestly, they're helping me right now. So it sucks. You have to be like two-faced about fucking everything. Okay, he's crashed into your house. One of my favorites, my favorite scene in House MD is when he goes to the madhouse. He crashes a car into the front window of his girlfriend's house with her car. And she's in there with her new boyfriend having dinner with their parents. And he crashes the car through the fucking living room window and says, you know, hello, here's your car back, and walks away. And so they bust him for being a Vicodin addicted fucking doctor, and they put him in the madhouse for 2 solid fucking years, which is what happened to me. And sometimes I worry that what I saw is what I made happen. You know, it sucks. It's like so annoying. I think all the time, was I influenced by television? And did I see House go to the madhouse for 2 years? And so did I do that too? You know, was I emulating one of my heroes when I went to the madhouse? Am I that fucking weak of a person? You gotta kind of wonder sometimes, am I that weak of a person? Did a television plot influence me so bad that I became Jesse Pinkman? And, you know, the fucking cliches? And so, you know, and so these things, I give myself permission to cry about them. I give myself permission to feel bad about them. I validate myself that it is okay to feel this way. I do all the things for me that I should have got from the fucking community instead of pariah, cold streets, cold drugs, like non-responsive people, you know, very difficult to get by, hustling, cold, mountains, Colorado, etc. And you put it all together and you're like, oh my God, all of it is against me. All of it, right? And you begin to feel righteously angry, and then you dump the chemicals in your bloodstream 24/7, like some kind of fat kid, you know, like not fat kids, that's a bad example. I'm not trying to fat shame. It's like I was going to use a fat kid who eats McDonald's all the time, like Eric Cartman. And I was going to use the South Park example because it's a safe one. Eric Cartman doesn't exist. You know? So I said fat kid because I was going to say Eric Cartman, you know? But, you know, but anyways, And so now all the time I have to like the community, I felt like they were there when they could be, but they themselves are facing all this as well. So I have like a lot of sympathy for them. I do not hold it against them that they're not there all the time. And that's my fault. I pushed them away. I don't have the hedgehog's dilemma at all. I have the problem that I don't believe I should be in the same room as these people. I've been the devil's cabana boy. It's kind of like, what Kingpin say. Because I kind of was Kingpin for about 4 years. I kind of feel like the devil's fucking cabana boy. You know what movie I really fucking liked a lot? The one about Whitey Bulger, or whatever the fucking Whitey Bulger movie. I can't remember the name of it. Who was that? It was the Whitey Bulger movie, Black Mass, with motherfucking basically the best actor of all time, Johnny Depp. Like what I'm saying? I fucking loved Black Mass. I don't relate to Jesse Pinkman. I relate to this guy. I relate to Jesse Pinkman because everything that happened to me everything that happened to him that happened to me. Even the goddamn porta potty happened to me. All of that shit happened to me. And then I wonder, like, am I House MD? Did I start out Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, and did I transfer to, did I end up being House MD in the Madhouse for 2 years for Vicodin and fucking problems, right? And I'm like, oh my god, my life is a living cliche of the television that I'm watching. And I don't know. I was like, I wonder sometimes. I don't want my life to be like that. I do not want my life to be like that. I visibly stopped doing it. I stopped doing all of it. I just visibly did not want my life to be like that anymore. It wasn't about making myself better. There was some weird like Rocky Balboa return or Cinderella Man story or anything like that. I don't care about that. My main thing is that, like, when I realized that it was a poison and it was a contract that I was signing up for that serves nobody. The only thing it does for you is warn you that something's wrong. That's all anger does. It is not constructive. It does nothing. It does not improve the situation. It doesn't ever help the situation. People do not like being the target of it. They really do not. They will act with the same shit that you gave them every single fucking time, like clockwork, right? So once you understand how inconstructive it is, it really is that proverbial rolling the rock up the hill, Sisyphus. I think Sisyphus is a good a good metaphor for anger, because you're constantly rolling this shitty stone like thing up a hill so you can get out of hell. It's kind of like that, but it just rolls back down again and crushes you every single time you lose control, and you're like, oh fuck, I have to get control of this, right? And I never in my life for 40 fucking years, 40 days and 40 nights and 40 years of rain, into a life some rain must fall, And so 40 fucking years, I never backed down. I never stopped mainlining the anger to my fucking blood like some kind of methamphetamine addict. Methamphetamine did not seem that scary to me when I consider my anger. My anger is the real drug. It'll take me spinned up and spun across the world. It'll have me chasing some girl down some alley as in the gutter. It'll have me fucking like trying to save people that I can't save. Just pure righteous fucking anger, just battling them directly pretty much with the woes in my own personal life. Trying to save people when I can't. I don't have any resources. They screwed me all my life. So like now, like I can't mainline this anger anymore. And I do it all day long. Doing it right now.
I don't think that's...
basically masturbating in public right now. I'm giving into my fucking anger. That I'm angry over the fact that I'm angry all the time, and that's another cyclical thing about it. Like Sadhguru kind of helped with that one. He was like, so understand, every time you get angry, it's like a cycle. You have to get angry, then you have to get angry that you're angry, and then you have to realize that you have to come back down again, which makes you even more angry, and then you get angry because you're even more angry, and then you're just spinning in this endless anger circle that never is constructive. All it does is throw some kind of smoke bomb of blood anger in your fucking brain, like some kind of fucking like Mitsurugi chop or something like that. The blood mist just goes to your brain. You see red like a bowl, and you can't reason, you can't do anything. You do something outrageous or stupid, all logic shuts down in the moment where it really should be at its highest fucking functioning fucking moments. All of your fucking self possession and knowledge and skill and expertise at handling yourself should be at their fucking smooth running pistons at 145 miles per hour on the fucking highway on a motorcycle, smooth as silk. I don't know if you've ever been on a motorcycle, but I have, you know what I'm saying? And like you ever rode a motorcycle before, you're smooth as silk. You're not thinking a highway to the danger zone. You're not singing songs or any of that shit that you might think if you've never rode a motorcycle before. You're totally in the zone, in a complete flow state is the word we've always used for this, in a complete flow state, ready to react to anything in the moment like a perfect fucking martial arts master. And now I'm not stoic. I will never be fucking stoic. I will never take it. Like, I will not take it. I will not drink the milk if it goes sour. I'm not stoic. I wish I was. I have never been fucking stoic. It'll never fucking happen. I am fucking angry and I'm vengeful and I'm stupid. I'm not stupid, but I will do stupid things just to spite people for fun. Not to be mean to them or make their lives worse. If they fuck with me, I will do, I don't care. Don't fuck with me. I don't ever recall going out of my way to ever harm somebody. I don't ever recall doing it. I don't ever recall going out of my way to harm somebody, both physical, mental, or otherwise. I did not go out of my way to ever harm. I did one time and I paid dearly for it. Lost everything, And I fessed up to it, and I paid triple fold, eventually tenfold, and it's and that sucks, but I fessed up to it and admitted the one time, But like overall, like if you can't control it, if it's just like if it's a runaway bullet train, people respect that sometimes. People like it. People like reacting to it. They like your honesty and just letting it go and being like, I'm pissed and I'm going to tell you why. I'm mad as hell and I don't have to take it anymore. And like, but I mean, how is that constructive? What does it do? They know you're pissed. They can smell it on the hair, in the fucking pheromones in the room if they have any goddamn clue at all. Right? They can smell it in the pheromones that your angry bloodstream is literally like secreting out of your butthole and your pores and your forehead and shit. And they can smell it on you that you're extremely fucking royally pissed and shit. And how is any of it constructive beyond the first 3 seconds where your brain tells you that you're extremely royally fucking pissed, right? But beyond that, the constructive possibility of the anger has now ceased. Around the 3-second point that you have acknowledged that you have lost it, you have lost control, and you are royally fucking pissed and you're going to tell somebody or the world about it or do something now, and you have no sense of control over your actions. You're just going to charge through it like a bull or a runaway roller coaster or some kind of metaphor, right? But I mean, none of it past that 3-second point. I could draw a picture or a graphic like Devin Nash, but past the 3-second point, you are now actively acting as your worst enemy, dumping terrible chemical drugs into your fucking system that you can easily press an off button for. You can easily do it if you just tell yourself that you can. When have you never been able to just tell yourself, oh, wait, I'm just not mad anymore. I'm just going to laugh, right? You can easily just tell yourself. You can tell yourself, I'm not going to be angry anymore, because like when you understand that you are currently dumping psychotats and mentats and comics and all of the blood dopamine drug that you can into, it's like 6 or 7 crazy dopamine versions of drugs are just melding into your blood right now and making you into a runaway train or a runaway bull that's coming to the red Toro flag. And that was what it took for me to conquer it. That and understanding that the things that make you angry are often ships that pass in the night when you actually consider the person. Things that you think you're angry over are often so fucking stupid. If you just try and look at it from the fucking outside, so many things that you get righteously fucking angry about are so stupid. And I tell myself all the time. And so I don't need Dr. K. You see how I'm just self-excusing my anger. I'm working through it. I look for my triggers. I was trained how to do it. I don't get triggered. I try to stay calm in the moment. I try to pull the ninja calm until he's screaming victory kind of stuff. But then I scream the victory just like him. I am not a fucking passive person, but my desire is this sort of thing now, where it's like, no, I'm gonna play the FBI. I'm gonna play the cops. I'm gonna play the pigs. I'm gonna play the fucking the fucking Senate. I'm gonna play them all somehow, something like that. I don't know how, but I want to play the Senate, the cops, and the idiots and the fascists of the world to trick themselves into understanding that they're signing up for all the drama that they most hate. I don't know how to do that. This man, I think he was an excellent example of it. He pretty much maintained his cool through the entire fucking thing. And if I don't know if you know this story, but he sold out to the FBI to get them to bust the other gang bosses in his city, and then he didn't give the FBI anything. And he just used the FBI to just waste all of the other racial factors in his city. And then the Irish mob took over Boston. Now, why is this pertinent? It's because at no point, I mean, he's stoic. I'm not. But at no point does he ever look at any of these people as anything other than equal to himself. And that's when I understood the anger is this thing that is entirely unnecessary if the person's equal to you. If they're equal to you, there is literally no fucking reason why you should almost get ever angry ever. You know, oh, my brother, I don't make as much money as you, or oh, maybe my girlfriend chose you over me, or oh, my brother, you just ran into my car, or oh, my brother, or whatever, right? But you are him. You are him. You are the same monkey. You come from the same place, same country, same people, same whatever. Maybe it's a different state, but it doesn't really matter. You're from the same fucking place. You do the same things. You have the same sort of people. You speak the same fucking language. You are him. You're just another carbon copy of him. You're not unique. You are a snowflake, but you are not unique. There are many fucking people. So, you know, and our fingerprints are the snowflake, not you. It's all a DNA fingerprint, not you. And I'm sorry, but and this is the problem. Is that, like, when you believe that you are equal to everybody, your anger is always righteous, because whoever steps to you has wronged you. If you are at war with the entire fucking world and you believe yourself to be completely equal with all of them, so anytime that they treat you bad, it's like, bitch, you were born the same year, you're from the same country, you learned the same shit, you went to the same schools, you got the same sort of educations, you met the same people, you had sex with the same sort of beautiful women or whatever, or men, or whatever the fucking your fucking vibe is, or whatever. I don't really understand what's fucking different. So we have this fundamental fucking difference where the anger has to boil till we have this crossed battle or something fucking stupid like that. But no, the true man's approach to it is just waiting there like fucking Bruce Lee and not letting the chemicals dump stupid juice into your goddamn bloodstream until you're doing something stupid like attacking you. Because every time you attack anybody in your fucking community, you're actually attacking you. What happens? You go to jail, you lose your girlfriend or boyfriend, you lose your fucking family, you lose your drug addiction lifestyle, you lose something. Every time you lose control or lose anger, you lose the battle to anger, and the dark side wins, you know? And you give in to the dark side, and you give in to your anger and hate, and you try to slay your fucking father for starting all this stupid shit. And it's, you know, like, you know, and that's stupid. You can't handle it that way. You have to fucking calm down and understand that maybe that's your father underneath that black masked figure. And maybe you should chill for a second like fucking Bruce Lee and observe the situation like Indiana Jones in what's the good one? The Last Crusade. When they can't figure out how to get out of the Nazi castle and they're trying to get down to the boat, and his father sits down and he says, "I find that if you sit back and observe the situation, you will find that the solution almost always represents itself." And this is a variation of Murphy's Law. The simplest answer is almost always, or, I'm sorry, not Murphy's Law, but Occam's razor. The simplest answers or simple solutions is often the answer. And so according to Occam's razor, sort of like generally, if you don't go do anything bad to anybody, nothing bad happens to you. Some people call it karma. I would call it Occam's razor, sort of in that you know, I don't know. Let's pull Occam's razor. Make sure I'm getting this right. I have holes in my brain, so like I can't always remember. But Occam's razor, I believe, is the idea that the simplest solution is often the best answer. I believe is the best way to say it. The smallest possible set of solutions is often the answer. People, anytime you complicate something, it makes it much harder to solve an issue or a problem or something like that. The anger is only there to complicate the issue, to spur in you a lizard brain fear response, to beat to quarters in your skull and understand that you've been wronged and something bad might happen and there's been a trespass and you've been disrespected, and you can't have that in a modern society full of monkeys. You know, it's not in our DNA. Anarchy is, while I love anarchy and I am an anarchist, I would say that it is not something to aspire to, nor is it good for children or people. Anarchy is not a good, this is not a good shop for anarchy, brother. But it is necessary sometimes. Fibonacci sequence in anarchy is in everything. It is in everything. It is in this cloud that this artist drew right here. The Fibonacci is in this cloud. You can see it. It's you know, I'm sorry, but it is like it's everywhere. The math of the art of the design of life, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, pi, or you know, the theory of everything, is that, you know, the simplest answer is always the best. And the anger is there only to indicate to you that something is wrong. That is it.
That's born of some kind of
I don't say anything that he doesn't say. I don't say anything that my best friend doesn't say, or best friends don't say. I don't say anything that anybody special says. This is just actually true. If you go look into the science of the people who studied blood chemistry for the last 100 to 1,000 years, depending on how long it goes back. I don't know how bad lumen research and such, and you know, and blood research and forensics and blood forensics have been around. But we've been studying blood chemistry for a long time because we like drugs, and we know that the anger, testosterone thing, and I think even women have. I think it's testosterone that causes the anger. And I think even women have testosterone, and I think even men have some estrogen. It's kind of crazy. We're all cut from the same cloth. We come from woman, so we're kind of like half men, half women people, because in a way we have to have a balance of both sexual chemistry drugs. We can't be war energy all the time, or we end up turning it on our own. And we can't be soft all the fucking time, or the rich people kill the planet. So
entity of insecurity, right? So if we really look at like the evolutionary purpose of anger, this is my opinion, is that anger is the emotion that we feel to protect our territory.
It's a protector signal. That is it. That is the extent of its value, is once it has indicated to you that something is wrong, it is beyond the pale useless to you, if not full-blown, life-threatening, damaging to you. So at best, it is life-threatening, damaging to you, anger. At its least, it's nothing at all, because beyond its primitive reptile brain signal to your head that you've been wronged and something's up and you need to get your blood up and you need to get your adrenaline pumping. You might have a fight coming. You know, it's all this primal stuff, right? Or maybe you're gonna fuck or something. You know, you get excited. You're like, what? What's up? Did I just have sex? You know, or whatever. It's a joke from Family Guy. And all those drugs and physiological responses and stuff. The difference between you and a win are those drugs. There's two things between you and a win. Your win-loss ratio is directly proportional to how toxic you are to your team, which is the human race, in the heat of the battle, right? Your win-loss is directly proportional to how toxic you are to your team, which is the human race, by the way, in the heat of the moment. And if you can't handle them, and if you let them push you, you have been taken advantage of, you've been played, you've been dissed, you've been rap dissed, epic rap battles of history, you done fucking lost like Drake or whatever, and you done fucked up, you rose through it, and you lost. You let the anger control you, the dark side took over. Now we got a Sith battle, and Boba Fett's over there fighting fucking, you know, what's the dude with the red squid hair? I don't know, whatever, you know. I'm sorry, not Boba Fett. Boba Fett is Boba Fett. Who am I thinking of? Darth Maul is. You look over and there's two boomer dudes screaming the word cocksucker at each other at the top of their fucking lungs over a video game or something, and then it basically is the same thing as veritable buck fucking in public. They're all just screaming and yelling at each other, and this primal display of anger or something like that. You look over like this, you catch moments like this in video games all the time, and they get banned out or their voice gets banned or whatever. And like, but okay, how is that constructive? All you did was prove to your opponent that you have absolutely as least amount of control as he did, right? And the boxers, they really know this, so they really don't step in and commit till they're gonna lay you the fuck out. Because if they step in and commit, that's committing, and you're gonna get socked, right? So yeah, like a lot of fighters know this a lot better usually than like nerds. Nerds never know when to stop. I know I'm one of them. I'm not stopping right now. I'm angry right now. I got my blood up right now. I'm not stopping right now as I tell you how bad it is to be this angry. And I'm not even angry for any fucking particular reason. I just like being angry. It feels like a goddamn drug to me. It feels like a drug. I'm like up and I'm like, I'm so angry over anger and how bad anger fucked me all my life because I was angry. And then I spin on how I spin on anger, and then I spin on anger, and it just gets this cyclical thing that just breaks down every normal process of your day-to-day life, from your reasoning to your sex appeal to your logic to your fucking to your control. Maybe it leads to a dangerous violent situation that gets you killed. There is no reason why we give in to anger as much as we do. There is really no reason. We had never, as the male gender, I don't think, ever actually fucking acknowledged to ourselves that it doesn't help. And that's my battle now today. That's what I've come before you here today to say. I love marriage, and I'm here to marry you with peace as opposed to anger. Because the anger does nothing but blood. Get your blood up and cloud your goddamn bloodstream, right? And so who do we respect? It's the cold motherfuckers who come in there like the Terminator and shut you fucking down like Kobe Bryant, and they don't talk shit, and they don't fucking brag, and real gangsta-ass motherfuckers don't run fast or any of that stupid shit. And they're cool and they're calm like a motherfucking bomb. I'm calm like a bomb, right? Rage Against the Machine. I'm yelling at 4 a.m. I'm calm like a bomb, right? And that's the anger, and I just give in to it and get high again. It's like my own personal drug supply now. So now I laugh at it and I get better and I give up on it. And since I'm battling it to at least halfway, I am doing about as good as everybody else on the planet. And suddenly girls are smiling at me, streams are getting hits, and people are looking at me and getting happy with me, and like my family loves me more, and they're doing more things for me, and they're helping me, and I'm helping them. And your life starts to get better when you begin to realize that you have been stim packing your own anger drug of psychotats into your fucking bloodstream all of your young aggressive male life. For me, it was 40 years every single fucking day, all day long. I've been raging for fucking 40 years since the day I was born. I've been raging at the top of my lungs like this. Like when I was a baby, I did it. Doing it now when I'm 40, right? And so now I've come to understand that like, while anger might be a good motivator for a couple of seconds, and it's good to use it in your brain and analyze it. Why am I angry right now? What's the trespass? You look at it like a masturbator, and you go off and you masturbate, and you think about how you mental masturbate about why you feel wronged here. And if you realize that it's dumb, you should let it go right there, because getting the drugs out of your goddamn bloodstream that you self-injected with nothing but your fucking brain so you can get your fucking logic back and your fucking reasoning and your fucking calm, and stop dumping not only poison into your bloodstream and causing you to have basically an adverse drug reaction, you also stop dumping pheromones of anger and fear and righteousness and stuff that scares other humans into the room with you. And males are particularly smelly, and we literally leak the anger from our fucking pores. When I got better, when I stopped getting angry over, I mean, I didn't stop, but I mean, I got control of it, and now I'm like in a battle with it as opposed to just letting it take me on down that fucking rage every single time something bad happens. Every single fucking time. Right now, I just spat. So fuck, I just spat. Fuck, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. I get angry, I just spat at my camera. Fuck, I'm angry. You know, it's like I was just giving myself permission to completely go batshit gorilla mode for no reason all goddamn day. Now, we respect people who do this, and we like Hulkmania and Hulk and all this other stuff. We like people that cut loose and just smack the opposition, you know? We do. We respect this as humans, for some reason we do. But usually you don't want to do the Will Smith slap. Usually you don't want to do that in public. So, or really almost ever, because, you know, so
if I slap you across the face, what's the first thing that you're going to feel? It's going to be anger.
Yep.
So
But okay, so past 3 seconds though, you need to, like, it's like the Terminator. You must immediately load the anger file, but then load the anger recognition file and analysis file, like Inside Out, right? You pull your files, right? Pull like Inside Out, like Disney Inside Out is a good little thing. Like you pull the files from your brain, right? And you pull 3 different like left brain processes that are kind of intuitive, which is like understanding why you're angry, understanding what the fucking trespass was, assessing the situation and weighing it up and down and doing risk assessment and stuff like that to see if it's even worth your time to get in a fucking battle over it with some other dumb monkey or whatever. And that is the process that should be going through our brains when we get in a fucking fist fight, and we should be backing up like Bruce Lee and making very calm threats like, I do not wish to fight you, I will not get my blood up, I will not give in to the anger that you are giving into, I will not do anything to you, I will not condone violence, I will put you in jail if you harm me, I will not let my voice raise, I will not condone any violence, I will not show my community violence around you, I will not let you bring me down to your fucking level. I've had to do this to so many men. Gotta tell them right to their fucking face, I will not let you take me there. You're not taking me here right now in this scene with these people right here right now, and I will not strike you, so you can strike me, but I will not strike you. I don't have the luxury of striking you, so we're gonna have to agree verbal that this is over. And I've had to do this so many fucking times. You just have to straight check them in front of everybody there, right? Because they're not checking themselves, and neither am I. So then, you know, but now these days, I don't even get in confrontations with people. These days, I don't even fight with anybody at all, I don't think, except the people that I imagine are slighting me, like the government. And I have imaginary holy mental battles in the holy, you know, I have holy war battles in the mental with them all the time, and I try to beat them at their own game and try to free my land and my people from their cold embrace, like some veritable Star Wars movie or some kind of fucked up thing. But like, I am not Jesus, I can't save them. The best thing that I can do is conquer my reaction to it as best I can, because it's a normal reaction to feel slighted by almost everything and everyone you've ever met in some way or form. Now, is it righteous? Sure, but is it constructive to you beyond the recognition that you've been slighted? Does it serve you to boil in it? No.
You're going to feel angry.
Yep.
It's fascinating the way that it works. So
yeah, it is fascinating, and they know it. They've traced it down, and they built the hypotheses, and they were right. They traced the blood chems now. They know exactly what it is, and they're right. They've proven it scientifically.
Our thoughts to be faster.
Yep.
Anger causes our peripheral vision to collapse.
Yep, it's true.
Degrees.
Yep.
So I only see what's in front of me.
Yep.
And it also
myopic. It's literally insane. Yep.
So makes me
then, and you want to know what that is? It's not some, oh, my body's having a physical, well, it is, it's my body's having a physiological response, but what it's really doing is pumping blood dopamine straight to your cortex. Your brain's going like this, and your eyes literally fucking narrow and go myopic on you, because your brain is powerhouse pumping so much anger dope straight to your fucking medulla oblongata and cortex and shit, that your brain is now cooking in literally basically nature's version of methamphetamine right in its own juice. It's the go juice that the body creates. It's dopamine and, you know, it's dopamine and adrenaline and steady heart rate and all this other crazy stuff. And so yeah, and when your physiological response happens, your literal sight goes fucking tunnel vision. And that's where we got that word from. Because your brain is literally pressing the gas pedal on your fucking adrenaline gas so hard that your eyes are constricting from the blood processes that are happening in your fucking brain right now. And none of it is constructive. Not 1 second of it. Once you understand that you've been wronged, your efficacy ends there. Once you realize that is about the best you could hope of the entire fucking situation, is that you've lost control. Your next best hope is to get control, right? But I mean, if you have dumped that much blood chemical dopamine in your fucking brainstem in that moment, the likelihood of you not socking that motherfucker is like zero. It's like zero, and this is why brothers sock brothers, and this is why wars start. You know, reason just gets completely killed because our physiological response to being wronged literally cuts off the blood flow to our eyes. It's so intense. It literally is like this chemical reaction that I would liken to like the scientific volcanoes that we all had to make when we were kids. You remember that? We had like hydrogen peroxide to like food color and whatever else. I think it was baking soda, right? Oh, here's a chemical reaction, and this shows in. This is also what causes volcanoes and such. And they're right, but I mean, like, really, that's what's happening in your brain when you get angry. And the one thing that you're not going to do if you don't stifle that chemically with your own mind, which is such a weird fucking process, and I don't even know how to tell you to do it, but the minute 3 seconds in that you are mortally ragey angry at someone, 3 seconds in, you should be assessing the situation like a chess player and playing 14 moves ahead, and where that anger is going to get you. Is it likely to get you a fucking broken tooth like Sneeko or something like that? Most monkeys just don't even heed, you know, but I do. I've always heeded, and this I've remained unharmed, and I've never harmed another person. I really mean that. I've never physically or harmed. I've been harmed, but I've never harmed another person. And the times that I was harmed is only because I was angry. I was so angry at them that they can smell it off me, and it boils their blood, and then they want to come physically fucking beat me. It's an idiot man problem. It's always been. It's a lack of self-control. It's not being a man. It's being a little bitch every time you give into it. And it took me 40 fucking years to understand. I'm angry right now, and I know that giving into it is goddamn stupid, and it happens anyways. See how we're addicted to it?
Less sensitive to pain.
Yeah.
So, like, my nociceptors will actually, like...
Yeah, like, your literal... The hairs inside your nose will constrict. There is such a powerful physiological response to anger, fear... No, it's just pretty much anger and fear. I would say that's it. It's like, yes, I would say that's it. It's anger and fear. They're like, will literally cause your blood to literally raise 7 degrees in under a second or something. It's like literally like a volcano. It's such a strong chemical response that your brain can do that you don't need drugs. And this was another thing that I had to realize to conquer it, was that I don't need drugs to get in this or out of this.
When I feel angry, if I get into a fight,
I don't need drugs to get me in the anger, and I don't need drugs to get me out of it. I need to just understand that it's a fucking warning signal that if you subscribe to it or sign up to it like a contract, it will take you on down to Timbuktu and destruction, and never a win shall be found. It's some weird intrinsic design in mammals or something. I don't know what it is. It's like primates, but we have a weird intrinsic design where we literally have basically the ocean inside of our heads that's a miasma sea of chemicals and brain cells and shit like that. And anything at all, like anger or fear or even like an elevated heart level over sex or anything like that, will send your brain so fucking a tizzy that you literally have more power than a pharmaceutical. I'm sorry, like a pharmacy. Your brain has more power over your brain and your body than all of the drugs in the pharmacy. The chemicals that go to our brain to cause this particular physiological response are like literally is like stronger than cocaine or heroin. We would mainline them if we could, and we do. And once you understand all this, you stop doing it. I mean, at least you start walking down the road of recovery, and you do it less until you don't do it anymore. And then one day they're all standing around and they're like, "Man, your first night like Sean Connery, huh? You don't ever crack a smile. You're just full blown 70 years old, and you're stoic, and you've been through life and all this, right?" And yeah, motherfucker, I don't get angry ever. They fucked me for so long, I can't even get angry anymore. You know, and that's actually being a man. The anger doesn't serve us, and I wish somebody would fucking say it beyond me. A few other like people are saying it in the self-help community, like him, Saguru, my best friends are both saying it. Both one on stream, one in a temple. And like live for the people in the temple, you know, like teaching the people in the temple. And so having known all my life that I like anger, and I constantly have my blood up, and I constantly want to compete and battle with every fucking male that I see. It's so fucking stupid. I'll kick that loser's ass for crossing my path. How dare it? This will teach the next fucking man that I see. I don't care. I'm so competitive with them all the time. I'm like, I'll beat every clown on the goddamn planet. I don't care. I don't care what you think.
I'm gonna feel it tomorrow.
You know, that's what'll happen. And when you're that goddamn cocky and your blood's up that much all the time, your reason goes down the toilet, and women don't like you. People think you're fucking, what do they call, unhinged, right? People think you're unhinged. Your family feels shame. You feel shame because you lost control. The anger didn't help. It led to something stupid, etc., etc. I think you guys finally got the point. I'm going to stop repeating the same things.
Like, while I'm getting hit, I'm not going to feel it. So I don't think it's born of all insecurity. I think anger is simply an evolutionary response.
It's not helpful.
Something that we
it's helpful immediately. Any longer than immediately, and you stay too long. Anger is this place that is a contract that you should not sign up for, and it's a bad, shitty slum that you shouldn't visit for long. You once it's set off its flare, it's like a flare gun, right? But so let's say that you're in a boat full of gasoline. That's kind of what anger's like. It literally, your brain is like a boat full of gasoline. It's an apt metaphor, right? You fire the fucking flare into the fucking sky like that, and you just declare anger, and you just let the flare fall. It's gonna light the boat and burn you and sink you. That is how anger is. Beyond the flare, flying into the fucking air, you need to be calming down, firing up the boat engine, understanding that the flare is falling. It doesn't matter how angry you get, the flare is still falling, and it's going to light the gasoline inside of the boat in the action movie and blow you up. And you fired the flare so you can see where you are and send a signal for help, but you also realize immediately that you're extremely angry how stupid it was to fire the flare off in a boat full of gasoline that's in your brain, right? How stupidly angry you are now. And you get angry because you're angry. You're like, oh my God, I'm so angry because I fired the flare off because I was angry. And now I'm so angry because I'm angry that I'm angry even more. And now my reasoning is completely gone. And yup, the flare comes slowly down while you stare in distraught. All of your faculties, all of your functions, all of your blood pressure, everything about you shot to shit. Your efficacy is literally zero. In sports, they call it the yiffs, and you never work again. You know, your efficacy drops to zero when you are boiling angry. You can't do anything at all. I challenge you to do it. I challenge you to do anything angry. I challenge you to do it successfully. You can't. Anger completely fucking blinds your entire nervous system most of the time. So gamers live in an angry place most of the time. And it's because their blood is up and their drugs are up and they're pissed off. They're pissed off from losing, or they're pissed off just that they're just just an angry person in general. So, and this all conspires to just sink you. That is the best that it can do. Beyond the recognition, it's worthless. It is literally the flare coming towards the gasoline now. It was cool to fire the flare and let yourself know that something's really wrong, and let other people come and help you maybe, and something's really wrong. You feel wronged, and you're righteously angry now. But yeah, the flare is falling. And if you're focused on the fact that you're angry that you fired the flare, and you angrily focus on the fact that the flare is falling in the boat, and you let the anger blind you, you just sit there in the boat until the flare falls and hits the gasoline and burns you alive. That's literally how it works. And it took me forever to understand this. 40 years. I don't know why, but it did. It took me 40 years. So every time some other male steps to me now in an angry way, I just full-blown straight troll them to their fucking face because I know I done graduated and they didn't.
Baby Bear.
Every time somebody attacks me, I know I done graduated and they didn't. Fucking, there goes a fucking a Cro-Magnon. He's still stuck in Angerland, you know, where blood chemicals dictate his reason rather than his brain, his heart, and his actual working organs. You know, his brain has a no vacancy sign, and people are smoking meth in the motel room where his reason used to be. It's literally like that. It's an apt metaphor. I've done it before.
Mama Bear is going to come out angry.
Yep.
So it's really protective.
Mama Papa Bear comes out as protective. Its righteousness is often part of it, and these things, they feel like they are validation. Anger can feel validate. Will also almost always comes with a sibling, which is validation, right? You almost always have to either invalidate or validate your anger. Eventually, you either have to tell yourself that I'm rightfully pissed for a reason, and there has to be some kind of resolution now, right? Or you decide it's not worth it, or that you were wrong, which is hopefully what most strong, smart men come to of their own volition. But no, most likely it's going to be a fist fight or a challenge or a Marty McFly chicken thing or a fucking, like, I fucked your girlfriend thing or whatever shitty shit that ends up being a Smith & Wesson, moment. And that's all I have to say about that. So, and I have to repeat it to myself all day. I have to tell myself this every day. For 40 years, I've been pounding the fucking drug of anger for 40 fucking years. And every day, every second of every fucking day, I don't think about meth. I think about how I'm angry and righteously angry and how I want to burn them all. And that misanthropy is unacceptable. The burn up, the blow up the outside world thing doesn't work. I know exactly what happens when you blow up the outside world. You die of an overdose at the age of 57. Something like that. I know what happens. It happened to Scott Weiland. It happened to all the grunge singers. It happened to Kurt Cobain. You get so angry at the fucking world for being the way that it is when you finally get a podium that you just like basically collapse to the heroin and the anger. Like Black Hole Sun. Or blow up the outside world. And then eventually he did blow up the outside world. He just, like, he left the world. He just left. And I mean, that is blowing up the outside world. That's essentially, he left the world, and that's unfortunate. I miss Chris Cornell really fucking badly. I wish I would have grown into old age with him, but nah, I know what happened to him. The anger, and he didn't know. We didn't evolve fast enough. I wish I could have gotten famous younger as a lead singer and met him somehow. And I wish I knew these lessons. I think my best friend tried to teach them to me all my life. But I mean, you can't stop the bear from shooting up anger heroin right directly to his dome, right there instantly. It's an instant thing. It's the most instant drug in existence to anger. It just pounds right to your brain like fucking heroin. It goes straight to it. And so in all my life, my friends tried to help me with it, but they didn't have that solution. They did, but I didn't know it. It was the reality that all of it is voluntary. You do have control over all of it. You don't have to be scared of anything in this world. You don't have to be angry about anything in this world. They do nothing but cloud your fucking vision, literally, quite literally, myopically cut the blood cells to your fucking eyes if you want a physiological reason not to do it. It cuts the blood cells to your eyes and you can't see well. And how's that work for a warrior or a video gamer? Anger is not good.
I agree with the second part of the statement 100%, that when we feel insecure.
I mean, I know that's a very simple statement, but I mean, like, for me, it was like, okay, everybody always said I had a drug problem. Fuck them. They don't even know me. I did not have a drug problem. I was mainlining anger my entire fucking life. Mad at daddy, mad at school, mad at cops, mad at girlfriends getting raped, mad at school, mad at fucking being forced to go to school, mad at homework, mad at not being able to live my life at a very young age and all this stuff because I had my innocence stolen. So I figured, well, if I had my innocence stolen, I've seen all this drug, sex, and violence at the age of like 12 or whatever. I may as well just like go have drug, sex, and violence then, shouldn't I? I began to break windows and fuck girls and smoke every drug I get my fucking hands on and all this, right? And I just embraced it fully. And I said, anybody who steps in my way will deal with the anger. It's righteous anger. I will do my life how I want to do my life. My own counsel will I keep as to which Jedis I choose. You know what I'm saying?
This is through anger. Right?
And no, none of it was helpful. 40 years of nope. For 40 years of nope, you never did prove a single thing. I never did accomplish anything with all that anger. I never did go anywhere with it. My anger is not good. It doesn't matter if it makes you sound good as a grunge singer. You end up in the grave eventually. If you push all that anger inside and you cure it with heroin and opioid abuse and all and alcohol and shit like that, you're gonna die. You're gonna die an old bloated Jim Morrison. That's the actual fucking reality. It almost happened to me, but nope, got better when I realized that no, I'm not getting better for me. It's for other people. And that's okay that they fucked me all my life against my will for no reason and made my job illegal and fucking ostracized me and paraded me over every single fucking step. It was so stupid. And at that point, and even legally came after me too. And so at that point, you're so angry. You're like Thorin Oakenshield all the time. The dragon has burned your city with its capitalist flame and killed you and the lower class and the middle class. And you're ostracized and you're a drug addict on the fucking streets. And your hair is long and your beard is long and your homies are with you. But you have been pariahed. You have been cast out and the dragon owns your land now. And you're fucking furious like Thorin Oakenshield, and you're ready to slay the dragon and every motherfucker who came to the mountain.
Insecure if I'm feeling ashamed of myself.
And it feels righteous, doesn't it? But nope, it took Thorin dying for all of them to understand that, yeah, killing Azog the Defiler is pretty fucking fun, isn't it? But nah, man, you're gonna fucking die in the attempt. The anger kills you in the end. And you die with a shield over your fucking chest to your worst enemy, and you lose. The anger and the greed and the pride lead to the dark side, and you lose to your worst enemy.
So if someone's bullying me, what do? I put them in their place. Right? I don't try to make...
It's happened to me so many times. It's the only time I lose. It's the only time I lose.
I don't complain to someone because no one's going to take me seriously.
I play the game to win.
Right? I have to stand up for myself.
So we've got the first.
Yeah, no one else will do it.
Nope.
I had to stand up for myself. I had to be like, well, the anger's righteous, but it's not constructive. It's a bad contract. You know?
Self-expression.
I love using other people's therapy sessions. I don't like therapists. Never met one I could trust, unfortunately.
Not self-expression. Introspection.
I have therapists, but I don't trust them. I tell them everything. I tell everybody everything, but I don't trust them. That's the difference. I don't trust it not to get back to other people the things I told them. I really don't. I think I told them things that I'm sure will get back to other people eventually. It's hilarious. I've never trusted therapists. I don't want people to know my secrets. They're other people's secrets. They're not mine. I stopped keeping secrets in 2015. Like, I guess I hid the drug use, but that was it. I thought that one was the only one I actually truly deserved, is I didn't agree with their drug war, so I hid the drug use from everybody. Everybody. I was a functional addict for 7 years, and nobody knew. Not even my girlfriend. I dated my girlfriend for 5 weeks, all day, every day. Right? I'm serious about this. You want to talk about functional? You want to do an AA meeting with skycat.live, right? Let's all do AA with skycat.live, right? I was with my girlfriend for 5 fucking weeks. 5 weeks. I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot what I was talking about. I was with my girlfriend for 5 weeks before... My ex-girlfriend. Before... I don't remember what I was going to say. I lost it. Oh, well. Maybe I'll think of it.
Getting to know ourselves.
Right? So it's very simple. So if you look at your idea...
I'm tired and I'm old.
What percentage of that idea comes outside of you? And what percentage of that idea comes from within you?
About 90% comes from outside of me.
And that's why 90% of people... We're 90%...
Oh my god, I'm going to fucking...
Right? So
I'm going to have
if
to
you
sleep
look
him.
at- I'm sure
I
you know
can't
this,
sleep
and you
him.
probably
Why
do
won't
too.
you
If
sleep
look
him?
at where
Sleep
is
him
the
now.
goodness in your life? Where does it come from, Stephen? It doesn't come from what other people have told you. They may have told you something, but then you looked within yourself, and then you found that to be true.
Yeah.
The goodness in you, the motivation, the really good motivation in you, not chasing things, but the duty that you have, you know, everything that you really
See, I wish to go back and liberate the mountain and then, you know, marry a wife and have kids afterwards, you know? I want to go back and reclaim the mountain home and have an actual life afterwards that wasn't ostracized by fascists all my life and hunted by police and mistreated and slaughtered in the courts and impoverished and bad credit before I was even an adult and all this other stuff. And I don't know, I'm you know, my tolerance of it gets like less as I grow older. Just like full blown bad actor abuse from old institutions. My tolerance of it gets way less as I grow older. Way too much butter stretched over too much bread, you know, or whatever. Too much butter stretched too thinly over bread.
For all that good stuff comes from inside, and the problem is that we live in a world that pulls our attention away from ourselves.
What do you think of Andrew Tateism then?
So as a general rule, I don't comment on people that I don't speak to.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me the features of what you're talking about.
Okay, so the recent wave of internet masculine influencers who have like Bugattis and lots of women and sports cars.
If you need those things, you're not a real man. And that's a fact too. If you need those things, you are not a real fucking man. Not really. This is something they'll never tell you. Your father will never tell you. Your friends won't ever tell you. But yeah, toys don't make the man. Never have, never will. It's that thing between your legs and that thing between your ears. That's it. And that thing between your lungs. That's what makes a man. There's no toys in the land that can buy it. It's called actual motherfucking swagger. Any idiot that tells you that women or money have anything the fuck to do with it, nope. When they respond, they do. But other than that, no. Your manliness has nothing to do with your money, your status quo, what you own, how smart you are, or who you hang with, or what your criminal record is, or any of these other things that society wants you to believe. All of those things are constructs in their mind. You don't even have to believe in them, and guess what? They go away. If you were to tell yourself deep down in your heart and in your mind that you just don't believe in the drug war, and that the people who pushed it were really bad people that deserved the drug war, and you will be surprised how quickly the drug war will immediately go away. When you realize that the war is in your own mind, you must just forgive yourself, forgive your anger, just let it go, or just, you know, whatever it takes. But usually the battle's in your own mind. It's not often them. Occasionally some fuselage falls from the sky and wrongs you, but overall, it's you.
And there's many of them.
And you don't, and all the money and all the women and all the businesses and all the Elons in the world, you know, it doesn't change the fact that real gangsta ass motherfuckers don't run fast. You know, they just deal with their problems. They, you know, they just, you know, they just, yeah. There's not some swagger or toys or anything like that. It's handle the fucking business. That's the business of a man. And no toys or money or women or anything else that you objectify incorrectly will make you a man. You know? And if you attack others, you're not a man. You're a bully. I don't consider them to be men. You know? Straight bitch boy with a little bitch boy between your legs.
There's many of them. And
it's a bitch boy with a bitch boy between his legs. You know? Usually, quite literally.
Seem to be resonant for some kind of reason.
I'm just kidding.
That are kind of saying that the way
I'm kidding.
to be a man is to have loads of money, lots of women, these kind of cars.
I'm kidding. That, like, I do not mean any sort of disparagement to anybody. I have no ill will in my heart. I love all my communities. I don't say these things to be harmful. I say them because I was hurt by the cold.
Physical strength, and there's just this huge sort of generation of young, typically men, that are now disciples of that religion.
Yeah. So I think if you dislike that toxic masculinity, what we need to understand is it's the people who hate that toxic masculinity that are driving these people towards it. So I know this is kind of crazy. So what's happened is this has grown, right? And as it's grown, what have we done?
Oh no, are you going to interrupt me? Yes, you are.
These people are bad.
Oh no,
and as we demonize them, what's happened?
I got it.
They've grown stronger. So this is something that's very important to understand. If you are a man and you say, I am suffering today, what is the response that you're going to get?
Well, I'm sorry. Can I do anything? No.
Not in those exact words, but that's whatever the words are.
No. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, but is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do for you, sweetheart? That's the response. You'll get some sympathy from men. You will. It'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, man. That sucks, man. Is there anything I can do? You know, that you will get that from men. You will. Men are not so bad or whatever. I don't like them, but they're not so bad. But overall though, but understand that is a person who is speaking from a place of pity who couldn't ever act as emotional as you're being. You know. So it sort of sucks. Like, you don't get a lot of sympathy from men, no. And I don't want it either.
That's what they mean.
Now,
I don't care if they care if I cry. I don't give a flying fuck what they think. It took me a long time to do that, too. There was all these things that I worked on all of my fucking life. I used to really care what they thought when I was in high school. But by the time I was like 23, I was like, fuck no. I know I'm better than all of these fucking people. I know I am. It sucks, but I knew it. I hate having that self-affirmation, but you know, it's just that you just end up backing yourself so much that you're your only homie on the streets, so then you end up being like, you end up hero idolicizing yourself. You ever done that before? I'm a badass from the motherfucking street who ran the motherfucking streets for a while. I knew all the kingpins in Denver, and I run the West Side like the motherfucking the chauffeur for the fucking criminal elements of West Side Denver and all this. And I've done all Juicy does all them drugs like motherfucking Mob Deep and all this, right? Or not Mob Deep, but you know, used to really love. Still Fly. I can't think of the band name. 3-6 Mob, or no, not 3-6 Mob. Juicy does all them drugs. 8-Ball and MJG. Can't think of their fucking name right now, but you know what I'm talking about.
Careful, right? So if you are listening to Steven say people tell you to shut up, and
it took people like Mob Deep helping me understand that I wasn't the only male on the streets that was essentially holding his own counsel and doing his own business and had 5 or 6 enterprises and, you know, was doing really well. But I mean, no help. I would say no help. I had help from my best friend while she was around, but the men scared her away right quick, terrified her and threatened her with death, you know. Anything ugly comes around anything beautiful, not so good.
Your first thought as a listener is, no, that's not true. That's the problem. So if people agree with you, they understand what you're saying. But if they disagree with you, that's the problem. We literally have a man who is telling us right now that your experiences
that's like the state of nature. Anything beautiful around anything ugly is bad news. You know, like you see it when a vortex happens. Or like what do they call it, hurricane, like all the Cirrus and the Fibonacci start spinning and stuff, and that beautiful Fibonacci of the beautiful hurricane is also your worst doom. You know, it sucks. Beauty often can live right across the street from ugliness, but they don't mix. You know, usually they don't ever mix. It's like a law of nature. It sucks. It's a law of genders. It's a law of like attraction. It's an interesting thing, but 3s don't mix with 9s. You know, it kind of sucks, but it's sort of like that.
Say I'm suffering. People tell you to shut up, and then people
they can, but you know,
be judging.
It's unlikely.
You for saying that, and they're going to be saying, no, that's not true.
They're going to be saying, shut up.
There's always outliers. It's like that Jurassic Park thing. People get to thinking that it's all lost or that they can't recover anything, but no, you forget that you are just as capable as the dinosaurs who escape in Jurassic Park from you are just as capable of escaping the Matrix as the dinosaurs are of escaping Jurassic Park. You know, nature always wins. You are nature as a human being. So the chaos inside of your Fibonacci in your head, your spiral in your head, you know, it will save you. It will take you crazy places. It's weird that, like, you know, that chaos that we have inside of us, it will save you. It will save you. It will take you really interesting places. I do it all the time. So, you know, like everybody's always like, oh, I can't get out of this situation. I've got to go do something really drastic or horrible. I myself tried it. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't work. Mother Nature's not so nice as that. She'll kick you in the nuts and you'll wake up and like a day later. Trust me, it's like that, or worse. So it's just like that. And then on top of it, and on top of it, that's not the plan. That's not the plan. That's not what you were there to do. That's not why you were there. You were, etc. So, and then and so then the same wildness that lets the dinosaurs always out of Jurassic Park, they're always going to get out of Jurassic Park. It's kind of funny. You can't keep theme parks with animals. It's like a fact of life. They're always either going to escape or die because they either shouldn't be there or they're gonna rebel, one or the other. And so and the same is true of humans. So if you try to captivate all of these monkeys, it's so stupid. Let them run free. Let them be free. Let them be totally free. Don't even constrain them to a government or anything like that. Oh, is it 2? Yeah, it is 2. I will take one offer. I'll take both. Fuck it. I can't. He's too far. Oh, well. Well, I took 1, so hopefully that at least helps. Whatever. Okay, I need you to stun. No. Wait, I want you to sleep. My elemental seal's not working. It's annoying. Okay, let's keep going.
Absolutely. Right? So this is exactly the problem. So men are struggling right now, and
No, I don't think they are. They struggle with themselves. But I don't think a lot of men that I know are actually struggling. It's kind of weird. They're struggling if they're in a bad situation. They don't have enough money or that kind of thing. Definitely happens. But I would say that none of them that I know are completely despairing. I don't know anybody in my personal life right now, and I don't keep a lot of people in my personal life, so that's probably why. I don't know a lot of people in my personal life that are experiencing terrible hardship right now. Like, honestly, the few people that I know are going to Disney. And it's weird, So we like to believe that it gets bad. It gets to be so bad at this point in your life where it's just so bad that you can't ever recover. But no. Even when you're pulling the trigger, something really good might still happen in that millisecond. I know because I've seen it. So so giving up is really never the answer, specifically because you're hard coded to fail at self deletion.
The rest of the world says no, you're not.
Just like androids or robots or something like that, we are hard coded to fail at self deletion. It's actually kind of crazy. I had to experience it myself to know.
Privileged.
We are, just like the Jurassic Park thing, we are hard-coded to chaotically live through really shitty shit. Toddlers faceplant going 50 miles per hour all the time and don't even break a bone. I swear to God, this happens in the news all the time. They'll be like, this toddler fell 13 stories. It didn't even break a bone. They talk about that all the time, It's weird because it's not that should ever happen, but it's kind of funny. It's proof that no matter what, you can still maybe survive the worst of the worst thing that I can imagine is the toddler going out the window, right? It's the veritable toddler going out the window. The cat's in the bag and the bag's in the river, kind of thing. And it's like, that's the worst thing that can happen, right? But no, even then, you might still somehow, the toddler might still survive the fall. It happens. Some people fall out of planes and live. One guy, he lived through, I think it was like 11 plane crashes and 5 car crashes and crazy shit that other drivers were doing just kept happening to him. One time he fell down the side of a mountain and was suspended there with a broken leg from the broken glass for 7 hours while they had to extract him from a broken tree limb. But he lived. One time he fell out of like a fucking, I think it happened to him twice. He fell out of a plane. He was in 2 verifiable plane crashes in his lifetime. The guy who was in a lot of plane crashes, what's the name of that? I want to watch that again. The guy who was in a lot of plane crashes for no reason. Every time I think that my life's bad, right? Who has the most plane crashes? I don't know. I don't know about plane crashes. The guy who survived a lot of crashes, right? Survived a lot of plane crashes. Yeah, this is a really cool mystery story. But this guy, for some reason, and I can't remember the fucking name, but this guy survived like 13 car crashes and 2 plane crashes or something. He just had he was like he had like the, what do they call that, plot armor. He literally had, it's the definition of plot armor. Like, he couldn't die. He was in all of these crashes, and he would always get fucked up, but he wouldn't die. And he lived until he was like 97 or something like that. And I think about that all the time. All the time. That as you're falling out of the fucking plane, the real man doesn't give up. They don't talk about toys or parachutes or anything. They just live somehow. I do it all the time. I just live somehow. You guys ever, like, I know gamers know this one, right? Gamers, they know this one. I live somehow. You ever tell your clan that? I live somehow. The odds are so against you. There's like 3 chain guns going and a sniper rifle, and there's like 2 grunts firing at you from the outside wall, and you're at 2 health, and you just keep running, and they all miss, and you're like, well, I lived somehow, but I'm at 2 health. It's sort of constructively pointless that I lived. I got 2 health and no meds, but like that's Rust, right? But I got 2, or it's Fortnite, and I've got 2 health, and I'm not going to live, but I lived somehow. If I ever write a book, I'll call it "Well, I Live Somehow." Well, I live somehow. Damn it! I could be a comedian, huh? Can I be a comedian? I can be a comedian. I go up on stage and be like, "Well, so I'm gonna write a book, guys, and it's called Well, I Live Somehow." You don't know how many times I've said that in my life. Well, I've lived somehow. Again, I don't know why. I live somehow. Oh, God. Okay, so anyways, that's enough hype. Sorry, I'm just trying to provide a lot of good cult quality content. So I would just fucking, oh my God, this guy's so annoying. You are so annoying. Why won't you die? You're so annoying. You keep hurting me so much. It's really annoying me. You're so annoying. Next time, I'll just bind him, and then I'll sit more. And I'll just keep talking. I don't want him to interrupt my stream. It's my stream. Fuck that goblin.
Man, there's a patriarchy. And I'm not commenting on the sociology of it. There is a patriarchy, whatever. Men have many...
I don't see any men working with each other. No, I see competition and boss-hire relationships. Boss-employee relationships. But no, I don't see men working with each other almost ever. Maybe clans. I think clans work with each other. But in the real world, no, I think most of all of the odds of the male gender are essentially hunting each other. Be it cops or whatever. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's weird.
Many advantages in life. I've experienced many advantages of being a man. It's absolutely true. Let's not go there.
I think we're always trying to beat some rival or outlive some old nemesis or try to, one up something or get with the girl with your dreams or something. I think we all have these grandiose dreams that we're supposed to have. But
talk about the individual experience of man. So there is one group of people on the planet who says, yes, your life does suck. And that's these toxic masculine people. They're the only...
Yeah, they're like the only people. Yeah, I can't think of anybody who's like, boy, your fucking life sucks, bro. I don't ever get that. I almost never get that from anybody. I get that from weird people like that. I get weird people who have self issues that are projecting. They'll like project on me their problem, and I'll be like, that's kind of weird, buddy, because I don't get that. I've never got that from anyone else but you, One time when I was like 19, I had a girl I fucked once tell me that I was abrasive, and it stuck with me all my life. And that was the harshest language I think I've ever had one of my friends use with me, frankly. Yeah, it's true. Okay, let's see if we can kill him now. It's gonna be so annoying. If you fuck around with this, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. It's so annoying. Maybe I can just pull another... No, I'll just run the rotation. He's done. This guy's done. When I run the rotation, he'll die. Before he gets me. Oh, I love watching the ancient magic go off. It's like the longest spell in video gaming. It's 15 seconds long. It's frankly a war crime level of waiting. So now what? I'm going to run the rotation. Nope, nope. You don't have enough. Why don't you have enough? Well, okay. How about running a fire 2? How's that? That was not that good. Hurry up, you. Okay, we're going to run a blizzard now. No, now we're going to run a shield. And we will run a blizzard now. Did you interrupt me? Yes, you did. You're so annoying. Okay, let's wait for the up roll. Nope. There, see it? There it is. And he ran the RNG and slaughtered me. Good job. Yep, cool. I wonder why I didn't de-level, but I guess I killed enough, I guess. Where I have buffer. Yeah, I have 2,000. That's okay. Yeah. I haven't died in a while.
People that truly validate men's experiences. Because everyone else says, why are you complaining? And these guys say, yeah, you're a fucking loser.
Like there. I validated by myself. I realized I was just self-actualizing, right? I validated myself by just giving myself permission to die. The old me would have just been like, fuck, yeah, and I still do that. But I'm trying to get control of it, and eventually I will get. Eventually, I'll chain choke it. But I don't want to be this control freak about myself, so I give myself leniency with stuff, you know, like dying right there to the goblin. But I mean, what can I do about him pulling out a 400 damage attack instantly?
Sir, what are you gonna do about it? They at least meet you where you're at, and they say, yes, your life is hard, and I will show you a way to make it better. Whereas the rest of the world says, no, your life isn't hard, what are you complaining about? And I've seen this as a doctor. I've seen patients who are complaining about pain, women who are complaining about pain because they have an internal bleed within the wall of their uterus that cannot get detected. And they're saying, I'm hurting, I'm hurting, I'm hurting, and we ignore this person's pain. And that's when things go bad. So for years and years and years, we have ignored the struggles of men. And there's one group on the planet who accepts them with open arms. And the more that we demonize them, so when someone starts believing in this toxic masculinity, what is the response? Do people ever ask, like, help me understand what your life is like? Like, what do you like about this person? Because everyone's going to them for a reason, but we never bother to ask, why are you listening to this person? What does this mean to you? We see these posts all the time in our community. My boyfriend is getting into this stuff. My son is getting this up. How do I stop it? Hold on a second. Don't try to stop it. Understand it first. Because everyone's trying to stop it, and no one is bothering to listen to what the experience of these men are. And that's why it's getting worse and worse and worse as we try to stop it.
So if I'm the mother of a son who is watching a lot of these sort of toxic male influences online, what would be a better approach versus just banning the computer and telling them that that's toxic and not to look at it?
Help me understand what you like about this. What is it like to be a man in today's day and age? How do you feel about yourself? How does it feel knowing that 70 to 80% of women want you to make more money than them, and yet 60% of people who graduate from college are women? So men are living in a world today where there are impossible.
I thought about going back to college. It's something I can do with the current assistance that I have and finish out my degree, you know. But I don't need my degree, I don't think. But it would be cool to have it and say that I finished. And if I wanted to find a girlfriend, I bet that's the place.
Possible expectations to meet. And
I bet there is some women my age at the school that's nearby where I'm at. I bet there's quite a bit, actually. It's a very popular school.
So, like, what is it like to be someone who fundamentally has no chance at success?
Like, I used to think, like, oh, it's such a woe is me situation that I'm unlikely to find a Final Fantasy XI wife, you know? And I was like, they don't make women for me, and I cry about it at night, like a little bitch. They don't make a woman who wanders into my Final Fantasy life and sweeps me off my feet or whatever. I have to go find that, right? And you're gonna see how, like, self-pitying behavior actually is kind of bullshit. It's like sort of bullshit most of the time. You're just like pandering to yourself. I want to drain. Yeah, I'm gonna drain him. Yeah, drain him.
right? These are the kinds of things that you need to say to these people. You need to give them an alternate place to go where they can be heard and helped, supported, and understood. See, anytime we make a judgment, our mind already has a conclusion. There's nothing left to learn.
There's nothing. Yeah, like I'm like, the judgment is now my enemy. All I know is that I don't know. I don't even judge my stalkers. I try not to judge my stalkers because I don't know what the fuck they're dealing with. I do not know the hardships that people don't speak of. Right? So I try. Yeah, I don't succeed ever, but I fucking try to leave it alone and just try to understand maybe that they might be going through something. You know, I try to, like, you know.
So what do we
be analytical about it and just stay back? You know, I don't know what's going on.
We do to all these people who are toxic men. We even create the word toxic. We literally
I don't know a toxic male. I do know one. I know a toxic male who is the nicest man that I know, maybe. But he's a toxic male because he will cheat and give STDs to his wife. And other things. No, that's it. Just STDs. Just different STDs. And I think that's toxic. I know another one too who attempted suicide and used a firearm, and there were kids in the house. And that one got to me, and that's me. I'll probably pay the sin on that one. That's my judgment. And I shouldn't have made it, and I lost the friendship. But I was honest about it. I told him what my problem was. Good man doesn't fire off a firearm when there's kids in the house. I didn't say so harshly, but got to make a stand on certain things.
Label them as bad in some way.
I was raised with guns, all kinds of goddamn guns, different types of guns, different ammo, boxes and boxes of ammo all over the fucking place, littering the fucking walls of our apartment and shit like that. And guns constantly out wherever. For 10 years, it was like that. Guns on every surface. Guns. Right? And I don't fear them. I don't care. I don't think they're a problem. I don't understand people's fear of them. I don't, you know, like, I don't use guns ever unless it's like in the shooting range, but I have them, you know, so it's sort of like this immaterial thing to me. It's like this thing, this stuff's a safe that I won't probably ever use, honestly, you know. And it's well, I mean, I use it, but I won't, like, you know, without friends, I'm not going to use it because I'm not going to go to the shooting gallery without my friends. No, the shooting gallery is a social thing, in my opinion. You need friends. So, like, you know, right now it's like, no, it just sits in the safe. And I think that's okay. But it's also like, I don't know, like the fear of the guns. I don't think that was as I grew up around them, I began to understand that if the bullets are locked away and the owners are extremely fucking mindful of every single rule out there, and they know them all too, and they spend significant time every year shooting guns and keeping them oiled and cleaned and respect them and go hunting with them and love them like real Colorado mountain men, I've seen a version of guns that is family friendly and absolutely fine and family safe and totally good. It would take bad actors like Ocean's 11 to take my friend's guns away. He likes booby traps. One thing you could say about my friend is, my best friend, is he is very intelligent, and one thing I would never do is cross him. Every time I've ever done it, I mean, I did it in obvious ways where he would see, and I would make amends later. Because but I would never really cross him because technically I don't know. He's one of the more secure men that I know. He has traps. He has all kinds of things. And these aren't because he's a scary man. He's a family man. Always has been. There's kids all around all the time. And it's not like it's some crazy cult situation or something. It is this reality that if people are never in the room where the gun safe is, the guns sit either on surfaces or in a gun safe. If you're there, they can be out. If you're not, they got to be in the safe. And never the two shall meet. And so, but I do have an opinion that a lot of people who keep guns in the house get them taken away from them. But I mean, in a safe, how's that going to happen? So now, now I'm like, I don't know. And so like, but it frankly gets toxic. The amount of fear of the guns gets toxic. The amount of pushing of the guns gets toxic. The amount of fear of the abortion stuff is toxic. The amount of fear, like, it's just weird. It just goes, like, all this stuff is like based off fear and never talking to each other.
And I'm not saying that the behavior isn't toxic.
Like, I think the Congress talks to people, but I don't think people talk to people about this stuff. I don't think there's a cross-buy way. I think Facebook kind of did it for a few years, but then we just lost it.
But what I'm trying to point...
Who do you know that actually uses social media, like, beyond for their image or their like, whatever, like for their Facebook reasons and stuff? But like, do you know anybody who actually, I mean, I know a few people who still look at social media like all day long, but I don't think I know too many people who have the luxury to do so in this current climate, which is kind of crazy.
Point out is that even in our language,
now it probably happens all the time, but it's like not that common for me to see people like that anymore. I don't really hang around younger people, so the social media thing, it has definitely conspicuously sort of left our lives. My family doesn't do it. My friends don't really do it. They do it a bit. Like, I have one friend who is still really active, but in my inner circle, but my other friend and I don't do it at all. And don't even like sign into Facebook but once a year or something like that, and don't have any other social medias and shit like that. And I'm now wondering, like, I don't know, like, I can't tell if I'm wrong on that or they're wrong on that. But honestly, Facebook became this thing where I felt like I was just being judged for being high all the time. I felt it from everybody there all the time. I could tell there goes Skycat. He's probably high. I could tell this. I could get this feeling from him. It drove me crazy.
There is so much harsh judgment.
Yeah, it's like that. Like, and I'm now like, I don't know. I just didn't. I don't really want the world to be like that anymore. Is that okay? I don't really want the world to be like that anymore. I don't know. I think it will be.
Once had a patient.
We both just did it, didn't we?
Absolutely. So I once had a patient who was smearing...
Your skill has increased.
All over the school. So adolescent kid. Right? And when you have a kid who's literally taking a shit and wiping it on the walls and stuff, what happens? The kid gets punished. Kid gets punished again and again and again. The one really sad thing is no one ever asks, why are you doing this? What's going on inside?
I did this to somebody recently.
Don't do this.
I asked the guy who bumps all of our people in my Eve mining side of the corp. We have a mining side of the corp, and I'm in it, although I haven't been there lately. And gotta drain him again. No, I don't have drains. So what do? We run the rotation. Run the rotation. Why won't you run this there? And so I asked him, I was like, why do you harass us all day long for weeks and weeks? Has anybody ever asked you? And he was like, yes. Somebody in your corp called me a nasty racial slur, and I don't like you anymore. And I was like, oh. Have you ever told anybody this? And he's like, yeah, your leadership. But I'm telling you now. And I was like, well, I'm sorry that you feel this way about somebody calling you some words on the internet. Some rando calling you words on the internet. And I'm going to sympathize with you and give you my greater sympathy and say I can understand somebody calling me a name that pissed me off so fucking bad I act like this. And I told him, I'm sorry that you have to act like this. I see that you are kind of stuck in it, and I get it. And I'm sorry you're stuck in it. Have a nice day. I'm going to block you now. I blocked him. But I try to save him first. Try to save him. Try to be like, yo, why do you spend 7 hours a day doing something that produces no money? It just harasses people. And he was like, well, somebody called me a nasty name. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry that some rando on the internet called you a nasty name sometime, but I can personally attest that I've been in this court for 2 years. These people are not racist, and I don't know what you're talking about. So you have a nice life as I block you, but you have my greater sympathies that somebody slighted you. And if somebody called me a name that I didn't like, I'd fucking be pissed like you too, and I would act as you did. I told them I can relate to you. I hope that helps, and then I blocked him. You know? And that's a stronger way of dealing with somebody. And I don't think words work. But I really feel I was probably the only person in a long time who had asked him why he was doing what he was doing, and he also really wanted somebody to ask him. And I get that, but you're also just attacking your community over and over and over and over in this cyclical hand grenade that never stops exploding in my hand. You know, before I can throw it. And you just hurt everyone around you. And I don't have the time to say that to him, so I just say, my greater sympathies that some rando called you a name on the internet. And I'm sorry, but you know, that happens. And I'm sorry that happened. I do sympathize with your feelings on it. I would not be very happy with that either, and I'd be fucking pissed like you. But I'm still going to block you. You don't attack your community like this. I left. That guy's left me alone. He constantly fucking harasses my corp. Constantly. All day fucking long. But he doesn't touch me anymore. He's here right now. You want to see him? He's here right now. I can show him. You don't believe... You think I'm joking. If I log in, he'll be there. He is obsessed. Totally obsessed with my corp. And his beef happened long before I ever even got in the corp. So it has nothing at all to do with me. And this is another valid point about how he sometimes used to bump me and harass me and stuff. But when I asked him that behavior stopped, and he saw that I was sympathetic to him, and that, you know, that not all of us in the corp are assholes or whatever, and that, I'm sorry some rando called you a name, but what control do you have over that? Is calling a grand crusade on one dude and like forming a vendetta over a racial slur? I can understand it if, you know, you really feel affronted by that racial slur. I get it, and you have my sympathy. That's what I said to him, and I would be just as fucking pissed as you, right? And I condone what you do, but I just don't think it's valid to just fly off the fucking handle because of what somebody said on the internet, you know? Now, there's things that you don't say or do that should make people fly off the fucking handle, but, like, I don't know. I guarantee somebody used some dumb N-word slur in the chat, in a DM to him, who is probably slightly racist, and now he thinks that all 770 fucking members of this huge organization, I think we're bigger now. I think we're like 860 or something like that. And like fucking, it's swelled since like last month or whatever. It's crazy. And so like, and we're a bigger organization now. And he thinks that all 770 of us are assholes. And that's the problem with modern life. One dude slights you, you know, slights you and pisses you off and disses you. And so then you declare holy jihad because he dissed your fly girl, or he doesn't like your religion, or he's dropping bombs in your mother's house or something. And that's the problem. Like, you have to understand, maybe that person might really have an issue. And to just cut them off and try to kill them forever, or never speak to them again, or anything like... You got to get that story first. It's a problem. I don't believe in it when it's on your terms. But if they're forcing you on their terms, I believe in impressing them for a reason why they're doing what they're doing. And as I do this, I begin to realize that all of my bad behavior, my entire life, and all the reasons police ever chased me or anything like that, was all due, I think, to basically this understanding that I was in some tribalist war with them or something, and that they were trying to control what I was doing. But I don't think that they do this out of some desire to hurt me. I think they do it out of a desire for power. So I hate them. and the hate was not beneficial, and it gets me nowhere. And on top of it, we have a good relationship right now. They're helping me, so I'm not inclined to talk that much shit about them as I used to. I used to be so mean to the government all the time, and I still am. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Most of this is the only reason I need help is because of them. You know, it's that victim mentality. I had to get out of it. And I now just go, hey, let's all be happy, laugh, and pay attention to a good video and survive and live well, which is the best revenge. And it doesn't matter that ships passed in the night, and their damage caused me damage, and my damage caused their damage, and we all have to make amends to each other in this desperate, desperate time, dark ages of death of the video games, and death of the decency, and the death of the dollar, and the death of a decent fucking price and on anything. And these are desperate mad times, like Harry Potter, like the wizard in Harry Potter said. Like, these are mad times, you know, and I'll take a raise because these are mad times. And Dumbledore says they are indeed, and he walks away like peacefully because it's true. These are mad times, and so we support each other. We don't bring each other down. We don't attack each other. That's not how real men act. That's how bitch made acts. Bitch made.
Kids who've been traumatized in some way.
Yeah.
And as I've worked with incels, as I've worked with people who are toxically masculine, it always starts with trauma. And when I say
it always starts with trauma. And so now I'm kind of sick of the stupid low IQ projection game that they always want to play with you. I'm kind of sick of it. You can see their damage from the outside, and you're like, well, if I validate you and act as a friend and be nice to you, maybe you'll tell me what's wrong, and we'll crack that cold heart with our hot island rhythm, right? Or we'll chill your hot heart with our cool island rhythm, or we'll set your heart on fire with our cold as ice music or whatever, and we'll try to get you to talk and get you to open up. But the problem is, I don't think you would ever see the same courtesy to me. But we do it anyways.
They always are. This is a clinical experience, but I'm talking about 100%. So
yeah, it's almost always, and I believe he's right. It's like 100%. They show up in your life. They start smearing shit like a monkey and trying to fucking foul you up and stick shit in your spokes and trip you up. And it's kind of pathetic. It's like a little bit pathetic. They slink on in, licking their wounds from probably old family battles that have nothing to do with me. And they've chosen me as a target or something, or they really don't like that I'm not afraid of them, or whatever, and you know, and now they've come and they come to foul me up, and I don't know. I feel that is you just projecting all of your personal problems on me.
100% of people start on this path by getting hurt.
You were hurt when you were younger. Your damage is ships that pass in the night compared to mine. Your damage is maybe the same as mine, but probably not. I doubt you've ever had a gun stuck up in your fucking face, which makes it really not okay for you to fuck with me. I got PTSD and all these terrible problems from living on the streets and shit like that. And like, I'm sorry, but you know, I don't go hurting other people
in some way.
I go attacking the government when they try to control things. Like I try to attack the video game industry when they shortchange us and hurt and harm us. But I always state the reasons for why I make the attacks. You know, I wish change there is the only reason that I do so.
Taken advantage of in some way, sacrificing something and not getting something.
I want to call out all the stuff, and I don't want to complain, which is what I do currently. All I do is complain all day long. But eventually, it'll be a little bit better, where I can maybe get some change, and that's where I'll be happy, sunshine, Mr. Golden Boy. But until then, I'm just gonna go on my rant until I can't even speak anymore, and have the time of my life trying to just communicate my quixotic quest to civilize.
Return, and they have their share of responsibility too. I'm not saying that.
And there's nothing quite like zealotry. It's fucking disgusting.
That they're hapless victims.
I believe that I can save them. It's disgusting. It's the shittiest. It's like I'm such an asshole. I cannot believe that, but I'll say it right there live on stream. I believe I can save them. I don't know what I can do, but I believe I can save them. I think everything they do is wrong, and your image and your business were not done right. And I think you need a thug in your life. I think you're straight bitch made.
But I think that people who are raised with love and compassion and do have connections don't go down this road.
You're so passionate about this, aren't you? Because I feel like your
Yeah.
eyes have seen in your practice.
Yep, he's seen some
pretty
stuff.
heartbreaking things.
You know, the kids smearing shit on the walls, that's basically horror movie levels of oh no, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, see, unless we are willing to be what these people need, they're going to continue going down the toxic masculinity route. Someone needs to start offering these people safe haven. No matter what they say.
Well, no matter what they say or what they do, we need to just open our arms and say, "Come to Jesus" or whatever, or "I'm going to come to you. We're going to hug it out, bitch. We're going to hug it out." That's Michael Scott from The Office.
Not no matter. I think there should be consequences.
Hug it out, bitch. It's Britney, bitch.
Just as someone who's worked.
Hug it out.
Right. So, and this is what's kind of interesting if you really think about it.
Real men don't fucking act like straight bitch made vendettas last. Real men fucking squash the beef and handle their business. Real men don't worry about other men. Bitch made people do.
People will judge me for talking to or even trying to support people who are toxically masculine. Like,
Worry about your own shit. Keep your eyes on your motherfucking business. Well, like Wiz Khalifa say, play your fucking position, bitch. Don't be straight bitch made worrying about straight hater face on hate, you know, on Facebook with a hate look or in my DMs trying to CMs or whatever. It's fucking stupid that, you know.
You're such an asshole.
On a hate look on Facebook with a hate look. You know?
Giving these people a platform.
Like nobody wants that. You don't want that. You've turned your life into that, not me.
How could you make the world a worse place? And then I tell them I worked in a jail for 3 months and they're like, "Oh, look at you, you're so compassionate, you're working with these people who are like criminals," and like, oh my god, I don't think they realize that anyone you see on social media is 10 times better than the people.
I like addressing large groups of people because it's incredibly rude.
In jail. These are people who are actual pedophiles.
And addressing them with all of their issues, because that's the one thing that possibly couldn't be done.
It's actual rapists, right? Not just talking about it. Maybe the people on social media are too, I don't know. And so it's really interesting the way that our mind automatically judges things. And so if we really want to fix this problem, and I think we need to fix this problem, it's just my take. I mean, I'm not I'm a big fan of like compassion and trying to support other human beings. I'm not saying that that's always the right answer. I think sometimes you may need things like war or violence or whatever. I mean,
eat for
causes for
10 hours.
But generally speaking, I think that like
that's
demonizing these people isn't working.
Is there anything else that we haven't covered in the remedies to this sort of male crisis? We've talked about getting more in touch with yourselves. Is there anything else? Do we need more positive role models, or is it really
it's not that, it's acceptance. It's universal acceptance. It's what we've always wanted from you. Come hug it out, bitch. It's universal acceptance. We have to understand that Israel and Palestine are never going to see eye to eye, so now we just need universal acceptance that they're never going to see eye to eye and try to help them with their struggle. You know, I'm not saying give up. I'm saying see it for what it is, a blood vendetta that'll probably never end. This happens occasionally. Remember the Hatfield and the McCoys? It reminds me, I'm going to get off this video now. I don't like this video. I've been on it for fucking too long and actually really don't like the tribalism content of it. But we are going to go watch something classic and wonderful that I've been meaning to watch lately, which is Bill Wirt's The History of the World, I guess. And you'll understand that every once in a while, Israel wipes out Palestine, and Palestine wipes out Israel, and Moscow wipes out China, and China wipes out Moscow. Fucking, you know, every once in a while, you know, there's a huge world migration, and the world spread out really fucking fast. And so, you know, we've been doing this stupid dance for tens of thousands of years. There's nothing new. We act alarmist about it, but I mean, we've been doing this for since the dawn of man. And if you want to see the proof, this is the best example that I know of currently of it.
Nations made a colony, so
Which is the history of the world, I
wow,
guess.
wow, floating in space. Pretty cool, huh? So
Yep.
much water. Fuck
It is cool. Fuck yeah.
Most of it's
I
water.
love being here now. I used to hate it. But when I finally conquered the fucking anger of being the world's fucking worst victim for no reason. I feel like the guy who fell out of the plane 17 times
I can't even get from here to there.
for
without
no reason.
buying a
All I
boat.
wanted to do was get high. That was it.
It's sad.
I'm still getting high. You didn't fix it. You didn't stop me. I mean, was it really necessary to fucking hurt me with the cold? Was it really necessary to hurt me?
Miss you.
Was it really necessary?
A long time ago, actually never, and also now, nothing is nowhere. When? Never. Makes sense, right? Like I said, it didn't happen. Nothing was never anywhere. That's why it's been everywhere. It's been so everywhere, you don't need a where. You don't
Anywhere.
Need a when.
Nowhere. When.
That's how
Nope.
every it gets.
It's everywhere. All the time. Hot, sexy, local singles are waiting for you all the time, 24/7.
Forget this. I want to be something. Go somewhere. Do something.
Be a
I
spec.
want things to change. I want to invent
Let the spec
time and
become a
space.
dot.
And
Let
I
the
know it's
dot become a
possible because
pixel.
Everything is here, and it probably already happened. I just don't know when to start. And that's exactly where
Control, roll up.
Oh, I paused it. I think there's a universe now. What's it made of? Quarks and stuff.
Quarks and
That's the thing.
stuff.
In a place. Don't like it? Try a new place.
Try a
At
new place,
different
bitch.
time. Try to stick together.
Yeah,
because the
don't
world
fuck with me. Try a new place in a different time where you worry about yourself, bitch.
is gonna get bigger and emptier.
I'm just kidding.
But it's not empty yet. It's still
Like, I'm talking to the government here, by the way, guys. I'm literally talking to the veritable government that's in my head that has always held me down. Guess who the real government is?
very full and about 1 jillion degrees. Great news, the quarks are now happily married.
I love this cathartic shit.
Groups of 3 called a proton or a neutron. And there's something else flying around too that wants to join in but can't because it's still too... Great news, the protons and neutrons are now happily married to each other. Some of them even doubled up. Great news, the electrons have now joined in. Congratulations, the world is now a bunch of gas in space. But it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer
Closer
together.
together.
It's a star. New shit just got made. Some stars
New
burn
shit
out and
just
die.
got made.
Bigger stars burn out and die with passion and make some brand new,
Passion.
way crazier shit. Which allows newer, more interesting stars to be made and then die and explode into So now stars have cool stuff around them, like rocks, ice, and funny clouds, which can make some very interesting things.
Like light.
this ball of flaming rocks, for example.
And sun.
Holy shit, we just got hit with another ball of flaming rocks. And
Yep.
it kind of
Oh,
made a mess,
shit.
which is now... Weather update. It's raining rocks from outer space. Weather update. Those rocks might have had water inside them, and now
Weather
there's hot
update.
steam in the sky. Weather update. Cooler
Weather
temperatures
update.
today, and the floor is no longer lava. Weather update.
Floor is no longer lava.
It's raining. Severe flooding alert. The entire world is now an ocean. Volcano alert. That's land. There's life in the ocean. What? Something's alive in the ocean. Oh, cool. Like a plant or an animal? No, a microscopic speck. It lives at the bottom of the ocean and eats chemical soup, which is being served hot and fresh.
I like this video, but I have the attention span of SQC, so I'm going to go watch another video while I'm watching this video, and then I'll watch that video and this video, and maybe I'll watch them at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. I really have the attention span of basically a gnat. So now we're going to go do, oh yeah, Bushes of Love. I don't normally do this anymore. Just run memes or whatever. I don't usually do this.
Hey, how'd my father
Or songs, I
die?
mean. 49 times we fought that beast.
Your old man and me.
It had a chicken head with duck feet and a woman's face too.
Oh, that's rad.
It was waiting in the bushes for us. It had ripped off your dad's face. He was screaming something awful. Fact, it was this huge mess and had to change the floors. The floors?
You
You say this blood, it drained into the boards and I had to change them. But we all got a chicken duck woman thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. That was waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Every day I worry all day, waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Never knew my daddy didn't care about me. There were lies in his binocular see. Motion farming all my life and not a drop spilt. My double son is sipping blue milk. Manton double sons, I'm sipping blue milk. Never desert hobo came and told me we all got a desert hobo thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes of lust. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of rust. Will me when I open like a flower. Hold me right. I ain't had to beg for a girl for a long time. A long time. I think my cooking's awesome. Got my picture in my photo wagon. I keep it poppin'. Spobby gilky honky talk. That's what I said. Ooh, waiting for us. Right across the desert, you know I used to glide in my speeding prey that I don't find. What I don't wanna find. Waiting for me around the corner. No, no, no. Used to ride across the desert, you know I used to glide on the speeder prey that I don't find. Wanting more crispy bodies by the door. 49 times. Yeah, it was 49 times, and I might be waiting for you. Yeah, wait and find the scrap pile. It's just a big cow, you know you really want someone to hold you. But I got a chicken duck woman thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of rust. Something's waiting in the bushes of lust. Something's waiting in the bushes of rust. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Every day I worry all day about waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Waiting in the bushes of love. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us.
I had a dream. This cute girl kept kissing me over and over. Oh, yeah, well, there's something I gotta tell you about her, but just remind me later.
Oh no no! Used to glide across the desert, you know I used to glide on my speed and pray that I don't find anyone to find.
Waiting for me around the corner, oh no no.
Made from gnarly space ingredients left over from when it was raining rocks or whatever. Oh yeah, and it can do that.
Oh
It has
yeah, it
secret
could do
instructions
that.
hidden inside itself, telling it how to build another one of itself. So that's pretty nifty, I would say. Tired of living at the bottom of the ocean? Now you can eat sunlight. Using a revolutionary technique, you can convert sunlight into food. Side effect, now there's oxygen everywhere and the sky's blue. Then the Earth might have been a snowball for a while, maybe even a couple of times. It's a sponge, it's a plant, it's a worm, and some other types of weird, strange water bugs and strange fish. It's the Cambrian explosion. Wow, that's animals and stuff. But we're still in the ocean. Hey, can we go on land? No. Why? The sun is a deadly laser.
Razor.
Okay. Not anymore, there's a blanket. Now the animals can go on land. Come on, animals, let's go on land. Nope, can't walk yet. And there's no food yet, so I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, will you learn to walk if there's plants up here? Maybe, said some
Maybe.
bugs and fish.
That's us.
So I can go on land, but I have to go back in the water to have babies. Learn to use an egg.
I was already doing that.
Use a stronger egg. Put water in it. Have a baby on land in an egg. Water is in the egg. Baby in the egg in the water.
Baby in the egg.
Works for me.
Works for me. Hello, eggs.
And now everything's huge. including
Everything's
bugs.
huge.
Want to see a map of the land? Sure.
Everything's huge.
Oh fuck, now everything's dead. Just
Everything's
kidding, we're
dead.
the survivors. Keep your eye on this one because it's about to become the dinosaurs. Here's another map of the land. It's
about to become the dinosaurs.
All the time. Here comes a meteor. And the dinosaurs are gone.
Hopefully.
Mammal time. Here come the mammals. Look at those breasts. Now they're gonna dominate the world, and one of them just learned how to grab stuff and walk. No, like walk like that and grab stuff at the same time. and bang rocks together to make pointed rocks. Ouch. And set things on fire. Youch. They
Youch.
make crazy sounds with their voice. Knirsch, which can mean
Knirsch.
different things. That's a human person. And now they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Almost. What? You can walk
Maybe
over
not
here?
Antarctica.
Cool. Not anymore. Well, I guess we're
The
stuck
Bering
here
Sea,
now.
the Bering Strait.
Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Fuck it. Time to plant some grass. Look at this. I control the food now. Now
I
everyone
control
will want
the
to be
food
my friend
now.
and live near me. Let's all build houses. except
I
I'm big
control the
because I
food
own
now. I control the rent now. I control the money now.
Food. This is great. I wonder if anyone else is doing this. Tired of using rocks for everything? Use metal. It's underground. Better farming was just invented in a sweet dank valley right in between these two rivers.
Your skill
and the
has
animals are
increased.
helping. Guess what happens next? More food and more people who came to buy the food. Now you need people to help make the food and keep track of the sales. And now you need houses for people to live in and people to make the houses. And now there's more people and they invent things, which makes things better. And more people come and there's more farming and more people.
More
do
farming, more
things
people,
for
more farming, more
and now
people,
there's
more farming, more people, business, money,
laws,
writing.
Power. Coming soon to a dank river valley near you. Meanwhile, out in the middle of
Indus
nowhere,
Valley.
the horse is probably being tamed. Why is all my metal so lame and lumpy? Tired of using lame, sad metal? Introducing bronze, made with special ingredient
Bronze.
tin from the far lands of Tinland. I don't know, my dealer
Tin.
won't tell me where he gets it. Also, guess
My
what?
dealer won't tell me where he gets it.
Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, they
My
figured out
dealer
how to
never
put
tells
wheels
me where
on
he
a
gets
horse.
it.
Now we're getting somewhere. Also, China. And did I mention Indus River Valley civilization? The Middle East is getting
Nordichico.
more complicated. Maybe because it's in the middle of the East. Knock,
Middle
knock,
of the
or
East.
Clop, clop. It's the people
Clop,
with
clop.
the horses, and they made an empire. And then everyone else copied their horses. Greeks. Ah, look, it must be the
You want to
Greeks,
hear
or-
something fucking crazy? I think the wiring of my fucking brain is so fucking bass-ackwards, completely spaghetti-co broken or whatever, right? That I believe that I'm one of like the maybe 1,000 people on the planet or something that actually has the right wiring to do drugs. Like literally, I've never thought a negative thought about drugs. Honestly, it's really weird. You know, I really, really, really like them and enjoy them. I did not fall down and end up using them in the gutter one time. I very much enjoyed embracing it. And I view it as a pastime and a hobby and a beloved friend. And I don't know. You know, I don't know. I think most people, when they do drugs, they just fuck up and hate themselves. I like myself on drugs. I like drugs. I never really met anybody who was actually like me except for like, I don't know, I met like 2 or 3 people. I met two gonzos in my life. One of them was my best friend, which is kind of funny. You know, but none of the gonzo people that I know still do drugs because the judgment's so bad. But I wonder sometimes if I'm, you know how they always identify as something else, like maybe trans or, I don't know, non-binary or whatever. I am definitely a straight male. I don't even know what all the words for it are. I don't care. But something that I do worry about is I wonder sometimes if I might be like some kind of chemical empath who actually really needs their fucking drugs. And I kind of hate them a lot. And I think that might be why. And I try to get down to the deep cathartic root of it. Is I actually really feel like responsible on drugs and okay and far more functional on them than off them. But nobody wants to hear that. My parents don't want to hear that. The government doesn't want to hear that. My friends don't want to hear that. That's okay. But it doesn't change the truth. I believe I had the other gonzo that I knew. I think he killed himself over it, unfortunately. Like, I don't know. We'll never know. I don't know. But I think the judgment, I think it was really like a really bad thing for me, maybe. And the prohibition. I think everybody else made a big deal about like getting gay rights or people of color's rights. Everybody kind of got their day in the sun. But the one thing that I consider to be my identity, they hunt with high-powered rifles. And that kind of broke the covenant for me. Does that make sense? It breaks the covenant a bit. Talk some shit about the people who made it that way, you know? That breaks the covenant for me. That breaks the deal with mankind with me. You persecuted me for my personal choices, while all these other people get to live their lives. You illegalized and black marketed my favorite thing in the world. Like, okay.
A beta version of the Greeks. Let's check in with the Indus River Valley civilization. They're gone. Guess who's not gone? China.
You ever felt like that disenfranchisement? I think gay people feel it. I think people of other ethnicity feel it sometimes. I'm not trying to identify as something and feel all like bleeding heart left-wing liberal like, oh, woe's me. I'm saying this one fucking, it had this particular problem has such a profound fucking effect upon my life. And I have all this deep-seated resentment, and I'm like working it through. You can feel it. I have all this deep-seated resentment. None of their choices made sense to me. I think they've acted terribly. I think we should cancel them.
In India. Maybe it's those horse people I was talking about, or their cousins.
And by cancel, I don't mean like murder or something weird. I'm talking about like I think we should take their jobs. I want to take their jobs, give it to people who actually care. That's all. Or give them like a year to prove us they care. And fix all of our easily fixable problems in a year. Otherwise, I want you to step down. You've driven this bullet train into the ground too much.
And they wrote some hymns and mantras and stuff. You could make a religion out of this.
You can make a religion out of this.
Now the Phoenicians can get down.
The rest of this depresses me, so I'm not going to do it. There's too much death in it. I'm terribly sorry. I realize it's a fun video, but go watch it if you like it. I'm not going to do the death part of history. As soon as the fascists got hold of the world, that's when the fascist genocide started, and all the guns and the killing and all this stuff. As soon as it hit the world, it was pretty much the new orange is new black thing. Is it was the new black. It was just kill everybody. So when the world history gets to that point, I always end up crying. The guns, they were good. It's good that we have guns. We need that power, but turning them on each other. I don't know whose idea that was, or what blood debt caused it. I can't cast any spells, please. Please. You have done half my bar, and you will not cast spells. It's just insane. Now I have to go sit all the way. It is so stupid. This started so badly. Like, why won't you let me cast any spells on him? It's so stupid.